The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Today, we're breaking down the latest comments from Derek Carr, who says he will play football, but only for the right team. Is that team the Jets? We'll get Antwan Staley from the New York Daily News, his thoughts on that and much more with the Jets. Ladies and gentlemen, it is the Jake Asman Show, and it starts right now.
I let the organization down, and I let the players down, and that burns me. It really does. This season's on me, and we're going to work our ass off to get this shit exactly where it needs to be.
A new chapter for the Jets has started. Aaron Glenn and Darren Muji are tasked with shaping the future of this franchise. Will they be the ones to finally get it right? We will be here for every step of the journey on the Jake Asman Show, breaking down all the storylines, every game, and everything in between. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. The Jake Asman Show starts right now. Here we go. Here on a Friday, show number 2 on the day. We're presented by FanDuel Sportsbook. Click the like button. And of course, if you haven't, right over there, hit that subscribe button. Helps the channel continue to grow. And a big shout out to everyone who listens in audio form. January was our most listened to month since we started making the podcast available on Apple and Spotify. So if you watch on YouTube, thank you. And if you're someone who listens after the fact, takes the show on the go, thank you as well. With that, we say hello right now to a man who covers the New York Jets for the New York Daily News. Antwan Staley joins us. Antwan, welcome back. I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm doing all right. Just, get ready for the combine. Like, we'll both be there, so it'll be fun times.
You know what I have to ask you. I mean, are you prepared for the shrimp cocktail? I mean, last year you were okay. There weren't any tears, but 2 years ago, we're still talking about it. Are you ready for another round taking on the St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail?
As long as it's not completely covered in shrimp cocktail, I think I'll be fine. I'll never do that again.
Oh, man. That was a fun night. It really was. A lot to talk
for
about.
y'all laughing at me. Yeah, it was a fun night.
A lot to talk about with the New York Jets. I want to start with some comments here. This is from Derek Carr. So there's been a lot of speculation over the last couple of days about Derek Carr coming out of retirement. Would he play for the Jets? He had said previously that he loves Jet fans. He has a relationship with Aaron Glenn. His brother was teammates with Aaron Glenn with the Houston Texans. But this was Derek Carr on his podcast with his brother. This was Carr talking about coming out of retirement and the specific team he'd potentially play for.
Moral story, would I come back? The answer obviously is yes.
Good. Okay, great.
But I have I had to say no a couple of times so far.
Yeah, Will, we know that. Do I have any purple and gold?
Go Lakers.
Oh, yeah. That's what I mean. It's Laker season.
That's right. I told you this. It hasn't changed from the first interview that we did.
Tell them.
Okay.
Tell the people.
All right. Would I do it? Yes. Would I do it for anybody? Absolutely not.
Nope. There's no way. I know. From experience. In the last couple months, he would not. So stop calling unless you're serious. Unless you're trying to make a run at this thing.
Yeah.
Right? The confetti falling.
Listen.
The Lombardi in the sky. That's what we're after, okay?
Yeah.
That's what we're after.
So would I do it? Absolutely, I would do it. I told you two things. I'd have to be healthy, and I would want a chance to win a Super Bowl.
That's two pretty
and
good
obviously,
factors.
that's a tough thing to find. That's hard to do. That's not easy.
I'm going to tell you right now, though, I know you're healthy. So,
a lot there in that 58-second clip there, Antwan. Where do you want to start? What stood out about some of the things Derek Carr was saying?
I mean, first of all, it's about, winning and everything like that. So we know where the Jets are right now. We don't need to necessarily tear them down. I think people, if you have eyes, the Jets are nowhere close to contending. So if that's the goal for him, to find another team, then yeah, the Jets definitely aren't it. Maybe Minnesota would be it, depending on what veteran they may look at. But I thought that was interesting. I thought, obviously talking about the past and his relationship with Aaron Glenn, I thought also that was interesting too. Maybe, it's a situation where, Glenn and Muji can convince him maybe to come out of retirement. And, it's a few things with that too. He's still under contract with the Jets. So, with the Saints, excuse me. So you would have to trade for him or unless the Saints were to release him, which probably might be the case simply because like they already have a quarterback that they're excited about too. So I'm curious to see what exactly happens, but I don't expect him to go to the Jets. Nor do I think he should. I think obviously next year is going to be a crucial season for Aaron Glenn after the 3-14 season, and why would you hedge your faith potentially on a guy that's coming off a shoulder injury? Like I don't think that is smart by any means there. I know it's not a great collection of free agents and obviously players that are available at the quarterback position, but I think Kirk Cousins would be a better upgrade than I think Derek Carr at this point, even though he is older.
So I agree with you on Cousins. I just wonder, is Cousins going to have better options than playing for the Jets at this stage of his career? The thing is, Derek Carr could say he would only play for a team that gives him a chance to win. But guess what? I don't think that team exists that is going to be like, hey, Derek Carr, you're the guy to get us over the top. This is not Aaron Rodgers joining the Jets a few years ago. This is not, Stafford joining the Rams when he was acquired in a trade, or even before that, Brady, of course, with the Bucs. Like, Derek Carr was not good the last time he played. He was okay. Got hurt. I mean, he's been a good quarterback at times in his career. So I think Derek Carr thinks a lot more of himself than what he has actually produced on the field in recent years.
You're right, but he doesn't have to play, so he could just say, you know what, I would rather stay retired than to play for a team that's going to get me beat up, kind of like how my brother got beat up throughout the course of his career. So he does have that flexibility. Also, another point too, to like just talking about Derek Carr, you typically don't see players get better as they get older, especially after missing a year from football. So especially considering he'll be 35 when the season starts, he missed a whole year of football. Are you going to be better than what you were the last time? Because the last time I saw Derek Carr, like, he was not good. Like, I mean, I know he struggled with the injuries and all that, but statistically wise, like, it may look okay, but just looking at it from a just a film perspective, he did not look great. Like, he was missing throws, like, was inaccurate there too as well. And those things do not get better as you get older, especially missing, a whole full year of football. So yeah, I would be very worried to doing that. So yeah, Derek Carr wants to come in and compete for a job. Yeah, I'd be down for that, but I wouldn't necessarily give him a, starting gig anywhere really in the league, to be quite honest with you.
Well, that's the question, right? So they hired Bill Musgrave, so there's familiarity with him and Derek Carr. If the Jets were interested in Carr, and even in like one of the cuts last week that emerged from the pod, it intimated that like Aaron Glenn and him have had some conversation. So maybe, Glenn has loosely approached the idea of him coming out and would you be interested? I mean, for all we know, it could just be exploratory type of comments at this stage. But if they were to bring in Carr, I'm okay with bringing him in if there's another veteran he's competing with. But correct. I think you nailed it, Antwan. The guy hasn't played. He's coming off shoulder surgery, or if he didn't have shoulder surgery, he's coming off a major shoulder injury that forced him to retire. And he didn't want to get the surgery, apparently, because he'd have to go through the rehab. So he just retired instead. It's unclear to me if he's actually had that surgery or not. But regardless, he hasn't played. You got to have someone else in that room. If you're Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn, you got to win. It can't just be Derek Carr and we're set at the position.
Yeah. I think if you do that, like I would do what the Giants did last year. One of the smart things they did, I know they had a bad year too, but they surrounded Jackson Dart with two veterans sandwiched in between him. So you want to go that route and get another veteran in addition to whatever rookie you might draft, then I would be okay with that. But that way you have two veterans just in case some emergency happened once again. So yeah, I would not just put all my eggs in the Derek Carr basket. Like, you got to go out and draft a quarterback. And I think also it wouldn't be a bad thing if they were to also sign another veteran in addition to that.
100%. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're talking with Antwan Staley, covers the Jets, of course, for the New York Daily News. If Carr, let's say, doesn't have other options, he's interested in being a Jet, but the Saints still have his rights. In your opinion, what would the trade cost be to acquire him? I don't think it'd be a lot, of course, but what would be your best guess on what the compensation would look like?
It had to be some kind of day 3 pick. So I'm guessing like 6th, 7th round or something like that. Maybe you flip positions, maybe like in the 5th round or something like that. I assume the Saints would just want to get that off the books. Just also have him go somewhere else where it just wouldn't be a distraction. So some kind of day 3 pick. It wouldn't be much.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. It's going to be fascinating to see what they do because, honestly, you and I could probably bat around 25, 30 names right now and be like, all right, there's some sense to that one. Because I think it's got to be, to your point, what the Giants did. There's got to be 2 veterans that they add, even if it's just, bringing back Tyrod and then adding someone else like a Carr or someone else that's out there. There's just no way you could go into next year with any of these options and then, we'll take someone in the draft and we're set.
Or Brady Cook or anything like that. No, I don't. We don't need to see that again. Yeah. I mean, Zappy is fine. I mean, he has some playing experience, so I wouldn't necessarily be opposed to that. But you have to get somebody else too that has a lot more experience and that can play if needed.
Mike DeRamo checking in. He says Carr is just the right person to join the Asmaniacs in their march for Arch. Get ready. They sign Derek Carr and do nothing else, and he gets hurt week 5. The march is going to be on.
Oh yeah, I mean the march might be on anyway. Like whether Derek is on the roster or not, too. Maybe who's you've seen what the Jets' opponents look like next year, so it's not going to be easy by any means. So I mean, I don't think Aaron Glenn can survive another 0-7 start. So I think if you talk about 0-4, 0-5 potentially, then we may be talking about Frank Reich being the interim head coach there at some point throughout the course of the year. Either way, like they got a lot of holes to fill and. I don't know if 10 draft picks may necessarily satisfy all their needs as far as like everything that they need on both sides of the football.
Hit the like button if you just tuned in. Antwan Staley from the New York Daily News is the guest on the show. A lot to talk about with Antwan about the Jets. First time I've had you on, Antwan, since they finalized their coaching staff here. Give us your take on Frank Reich as the OC and the Duke, Brian Duker, as the DC, with Glenn seemingly being the play caller now on that side of the ball.
Well, I'll start with there. Like, I mean, I think it's interesting how Aaron Glenn kind of changed positions where, if you remember correctly, after the season was over, he was asked about that, and he wanted nothing to do with calling plays. He wanted to be more of a CEO. And then all of a sudden, weeks go by, and then you hear that he will be calling plays too as well. So I guess I kind of understand it because that's what got him the job in the first place too. And also, if I'm going down in flames, I might as well go down, doing it my way and calling plays at the same time and having the faith in my hands in that perspective. So I'm not necessarily opposed to him calling plays, especially when you got a guy like Duker who, has some experience, but not necessarily obviously as much as Glenn. The offensive side of the ball, I mean, it's kind of uninspiring. I mean, you have Frank right there. The last time we saw him, like he pretty much got ran out of Carolina, especially trying to develop Bryce Young. And, that never really came to fruition too as well. And yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just don't know if that's necessarily the right move. But will say you do got a guy that's experienced too as well as a play caller, has been in the league, won a Super Bowl with the Eagles too as well. Also Musgrave too has had experience in the league for 30 plus years and various stops. You mentioned the Raiders with Derek Carr too as well. So I think having that experience is helpful, but ultimately, yeah, I think you need more modern day type of play callers, but it's hard to get when, you're on a proverbial hot seat going into the season.
That's my big thing. I've been as critical as of Glenn as anyone, but like
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah, like given the other options, like Frank Reich's probably about as good as they could have done once you decided you were going to move on from Engstrand, and you already were moving on from Wilkes. So other than Hugh Jackson, like Glenn is now the only coach you could find over the last 20 years that fired both coordinators after a year. We all know he's on the hot seat. So, like, to me, they could have done a lot worse than Frank Reich if you want to find anything positive.
True. Also, but 10, changing 10 assistant coaches in one off season, like that is like unheard of. Like, not too many people survive that, ultimately. And like you said, Hugh Jackson was the only one I can kind of think of in memory. And then obviously things didn't end up well for him too as well. So yeah. It's not encouraging, put it that way.
I mean, Hugh Jackson changed both coordinators after they went 1-15, only for them to then follow that up with an 0-16 season.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, people, Jet fans say, well, it can't get any worse. Well, it can get worse, honestly. Like, we don't know exactly what that looks like, but win-loss, it can get worse.
Anything with this franchise is possible. I mean, that's the one thing I think we could say at this point. As far as Glenn calling the defense now, Antwan, how big of a difference will that be in their approach to free agency, the draft, just your overall thoughts on what this means? Plus, like, Glenn already really struggled with clock management and in-game decisions. Now he's putting more on his plate. It could work. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he's just more comfortable, another year of experience. But that was a problem when he was just the CEO overseeing everything. How do you think that now works as he's the defensive play caller?
I think you'll probably get more Glenn's former guys from Detroit probably in the midst too as well. I think when him and Wilkes kind of came together last year, it seemed like there was going to be a blending of their styles, and I had like my concerns with that too. Like either you're one way or another. Either you're is more of a zone heavy team or a man to man team. I think there'll be more of a man to man type of team too as well. Be a little bit more aggressive, blitz wise. There, I mean, I think they tried that at times last year. It just they weren't able to get home enough. Obviously, that was a bit of concern too. They were second. They had the second fewest sacks in the league to the 49ers. So I think you'll try to see a little bit more aggression too as well. But they got to improve the defense on all three levels. Like defensive line, I think they need another pass rusher. I think they could use some interior help. Obviously, need another linebacker next to Jamie and Sherwood. And then in the secondary too, you definitely got to get a safety in. I think you could use another cornerback too in addition to that. So yeah, I think they're only going to be as good as the talent that's around them, and they got a lot of work to do to show up a lot of areas.
No doubt about it. I mean, we're presented by FanDuel Sportsbook, Antwan, and the Jets right now on FanDuel have the lowest Super Bowl odds of any of the 32 teams in the league. And again, I don't think anyone should be surprised that is the perception of the Jets right now.
Yeah, I mean, they have the worst quarterback situation in the league, I think, out of any other team. So, and you factor that in with the lack of talent that they have on both sides of the football, and obviously, questions with Aaron Glenn too as well. Then you find yourself, with the lowest odds in the NFL to win the Super Bowl.
It's unbelievable. As far as what the Jets now do in free agency, are you expecting big spending with all the cap space? Are you expecting the Jets to be one of those teams that signs a notable name or two? I mean, last year they took the approach, if you're over 30 besides Josh Reynolds, we're not going to sign you. Feels like if they want to bring in some former Lions, well, Alex Anzalone's out there. He's over 30. So what type of approach are you now expecting in free agency?
I think you'll see more of a mix of, some older guys too, because I think you need those guys to be able to deliver Glenn's message and, especially to be on the same page defensively, which they clearly were not, because you go from a top 5 unit statistically to one of the worst units in football. So you need to be able to bring some of your own guys there. And, that's one of them I do expect too. But I also expect them to get some starters in the draft too. You got 4 picks in the top 44, including 33, and obviously the 2 first-round picks too as well. I think the 33rd pick is gold because you don't have a third-round pick. So you can trade that and also accumulate a third-round pick while also adding another pick in at the same time. And I probably expect them to do that and make some moves there. I think Muji did for what it's worth, like he was able to find, talent around the league too. With, you talk about Brownlee, you talk about obviously Briggs and Phillips too as well. So I'm curious to see what he can do during the draft too, and also free agency.
Breece Hall, let's talk about some of the Jets' internal free agents. We'll start with him. He's the biggest name. Is Breece Hall, in your opinion, Antwan, a Jet week 1 of next season?
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, I think it's been a lot of talk about the franchise tag, and then you can on Tuesday, you can place the franchise tag on players up until March 3rd. And it just seemingly, talking to a few people, it doesn't seem like that's going to be an option. I think transition tag, might be a little bit more of a cheaper option. That would be a little bit more of $11 million as opposed to the $14.5 million number that Breece Hall would be tagged to if they ended up doing it for running backs. Yeah, it seemed like he probably wants to move on. I know the Jets would love to keep him, but I don't know if they want to keep him at that number. But if you don't keep him, then you got another hole to fill. So in addition to quarterback, you got to find a wide receiver. I think you got to find 2 wide receivers too, and running back as well. So and a guard, because John Simpson's the free agent. We'll see if they keep AVT. I imagine he's probably going to have a lot of interest in the league because he can play every single position on the offensive line too as well. So they got a lot of work to do. But it seems like Breece Hall being franchise tag, that won't happen, but transition tag is definitely a possibility.
So the transition tag would save them about $2 million or so if they went down that route. Ultimately, they didn't trade Breece. So if they don't even use any of the tags and just let him go, what was the point of not trading him? I think that'd be a huge mistake.
I agree with you. I mean, I thought they should have traded him too. I thought from their perspective, they didn't get enough for him at the deadline. So that's kind of why they decided to hang on to him.
I'd take a 4th-round pick. That's apparently what was on the table.
Yeah, I would have too, because you can get a compensatory pick, but you're not going to see that until 28 anyway. So yeah, and this regime might not be here, at least the coach anyway. So yeah, I probably would have went for a lower 3rd round, maybe a 4th-round pick too. But their thinking was they didn't get enough for him. They decided to hold on to him. They thought they might be able to sign him to an extension. and it doesn't look like that might happen.
All right. How about the situation with both the guards? That, of course, is AVT and John Simpson. What's the Jets' approach from what you've heard and just your own opinion on how they handle that?
Yeah, I think Simpson is going to test free agency too as well. His contract was void officially today, so yeah, I imagine he moves on in free agency. AVT, somebody they would like to keep too as well. Obviously, we know the talent that he has, but injuries have been a major concern throughout the course of his career too. If you do keep him, I think you also have to draft somebody in addition to that. Maybe the Jets give him a prove-it deal, but I think other teams around the league might do something similar too as well, especially a team that has offensive line issues. Like the Kansas City Chiefs, for example. So, yeah, I think it's going to be a lot of interest for him. They would like to keep him. I think he's going to have, like I say, he's going to have various place spots he can land. I think they maybe end up ultimately looking for a new guard at left guard next year.
Could they potentially move Tippmann back to center and sign another guard out there or use the draft in that way? Like, are they dead set on Tippmann remaining a guard, or do you think there's some flexibility given the fact he also could play center?
I think it's flexibility too. I mean, obviously, if injury comes about, you can move Tippmann around. And they also gave Josh Myers an contract extension too. So I think he'll at least be
money.
It is.
Find someone better.
But I think their goal is we already have somebody in place, but we can also try to find somebody that's better too, just in case, whether it be via the draft or also free agency too. So you have somebody that can play center in place, but also you're trying to improve the position at the same time.
100%. I wonder, with AVT, if they prefer him, if they can get him at a particular price, because how much are you going to pay a guy that's been injured as much as him? But when he's healthy, you can make a case he's their best lineman. So I think that, what does an AVT contract look like if they bring him back?
That's a good question, especially considering he missed all of last year. I mean, that would also depend on what else, what other options, what other teams offer him too. Like for me, I would probably look at $7-8 million maybe for 1 year, but maybe a team jumps you and takes $9-10 million for AVT. Because again, a lot of teams need offensive line help, especially some of the contending teams around the league. And if you're a guy like AVT who's not only struggled with injuries, but the team you've been on hasn't been very good, and I have an opportunity to go to a playoff team, even if it's for a prove-it contract, I probably would prefer to do that as opposed to staying with the Jets.
100%. I feel like like AVT. If they can bring him back, you're raising the floor or the ceiling, I should say, of your offensive line. And you at least have Myers in place where he could be a legitimate backup for you as one of the options. And then maybe in the draft, you can get someone who's another guard. You got 2 second-round picks. Maybe they trade back at a third. To me, how could the Jets overachieve? How could Glenn save his job? It's like you get some health luck with a guy like AVT raising your entire offensive line's ceiling, and that helps your quarterback no matter who it is. You can kind of see the upside swing there.
Yeah, I was going to say too. Yeah, you can get somebody that has that flexibility that can play center and guard too. So just in case of injury as well. I think they need to draft one anyway, but you're probably not going to draft one until maybe early 4th round or whatever, but you can still find a potential starter there, but you're just not going to ask him to come in right away and start. But eventually, as you know, AVT has had those injury issues. So at some point that player is probably going to play. You just don't want him to play immediately.
So here's the other thing too. You mentioned they need a receiver. I agree. Could they spend big in free agency on a receiver? Is that more of a draft thing? The receiver in free agency, there's a couple guys that maybe would make some sense. But you have Garrett Wilson, who you paid. You obviously made the moves for A.D. Mitchell and John Mechie, and you have these premium picks, and you see receivers in the draft go pretty early, and who's to say they couldn't take a receiver at 16 or 33 or 44? There's receivers every year that go pretty high. Your thoughts just on their moves at receiver around Garrett Wilson?
This is a great receiver draft. So I would draft one. I would draft one, and also I might even sign one in free agency because I think they need multiple ones. So, you look at the draft there, a guy that I've been talking about since really December is Malachi Lemon from USC. I think he fit perfectly with the Jets too, especially being a compliment to Garrett Wilson. You can put Lemon in the slot. You can put him on the outside. He plays bigger than his 5'11" stature, too, can go up and get the ball at his highest point. And I also think he plays faster than what he probably is going to test out at the combine. So at 16 there, I know Tyson and Tate are probably going to be off the board there. That'll be the 2 top receivers there. I think Lemon makes a lot of sense for the Jets there at 16.
All right, I know you got to run, so a couple minutes left here. Let's talk about the draft in particular. You just talked about Mekhi Lemon, who I'm a huge fan of. I just don't know if he's going to make it to 16 when push comes to shove. But hey, crazy things happen. Jets sitting there at number 2. What would you do if you were Darren Muji and Aaron Glenn with the number 2 pick?
As we talked about, the Jets need just about everything. So I think you're in a position where you could take the best of a player at 2 and 16, and don't necessarily worry about it. So for me, it's tough because I love Arvell Reese. I love like David Bailey. Also love Ruben Bain from Miami. I probably would take Reese simply because like I love his upside as potential pass rusher. Also, you can play him at the weak side linebacker. I think he would excel there. I think anywhere you plug him in, he's going to play well. And obviously, the Jets need help in both areas. So that's probably what I would end up doing. Just because I think he can come in and produce right away, no matter where you put him. But I love Ruben Bain because I think ultimately he's probably like a 3 technique in the league, but. A lot of people talk about his short arms, but I don't care. Like, the man can ball. So I really don't care where you put him at D tackle, the edge, whatever. Like, he's going to produce in the league.
Is 2 too high to take Caleb Downs?
No. I have a mailbag coming out on Saturday morning, and somebody asked me that, and I was like, absolutely not. I think he's the best player to draft, to be quite honest with you. And obviously you need safety help. He can do it all. He's like a Buda Baker. That's kind of who he reminds me of. Somebody that can do it all there in the run. He can stop the run. He's great in coverage. He pick off interceptions. Like, he is really a chess piece on the board. So, yeah, I think the Jets should highly consider taking somebody like that too.
All right. Ty Simpson's on the board, pick 16. Are the Jets taking him?
I wouldn't, but they might. But I'm very wary of players that have very limited starts in college. So I would not do it. I wouldn't touch him at 16. At 33, if he's there, I would. But the problem is, I think a team like the Rams, I think they're sitting at 28, would take him. But simply because, you can sit him behind Matt Stafford for a year or two, and then eventually it becomes your starter. So I think they're in a situation where they're able to do that. I wouldn't touch him at 16 because at 16, you expect him to play right away, and I don't think Ty Simpson is ready to play.
I agree. And here's the thing. People will say, well, you got the 3 ones next year. You could try again. I don't want to burn a top 16 pick. And if everyone says he needs to sit and develop, then explain to me how we would know he's even ready to play after a year if he doesn't get a chance to play because he's sitting and developing when there could be a new coach that's coming in. It's like, well, I didn't draft him. I got 3 ones. We're going to take a quarterback with one of them.
Yeah, if I draft you in the first round, more often than not, all those quarterbacks, I don't mind them sitting for a little while, but eventually I need you to play your first year at some point. I don't want to see Ty Simpson at all year 1. So I use second round, third round for guys like that. First round, yeah, I can't. I don't think you can justify taking a guy like Ty Simpson that has so many concerns, especially when we've seen it year after year where you see like Mr. Trubisky and other guys around the league. Anthony Richardson is another guy. If you want to do that, then go after Anthony Richardson, who might be available from the Colts.
That's an interesting name there. I mean, you would need someone in front of Richardson, like what we were talking about with Carr. But that's not a bad idea as far as like, hey, we have a steady vet and then we'll take a swing on someone who's super talented that maybe needs a change of scenery. I don't hate that. I don't know what it would cost.
Yeah, he's young too. He's still really young. So he came out when he was like 20, 21 years old. So I think he's 23, 24. So yeah, if you want to go that route, I would much prefer doing that as opposed to going with, a guy like Ty Simpson who had, 15 starts at Alabama and looked really poor in his last 4 or 5 games of the season.
Is Garrett Nussmeier a name that intrigues you at all?
It was until I saw his hand size at the Senior Bowl. And
you're one of those. So arm length with Bain is fine. Nussmeier, tiny hands, can't do it.
Well, you know where the Jets are situated. Like, how MetLife is. It gets really windy in there. So I don't know. Like, in the 4th round, maybe I would, but I don't know, man. Like, I have my concerns, especially considering the wind and, how it whips around. He already has accuracy concerns. So he already has that coming into the league anyway. And then the exturbated when, bad weather comes about. I like the guy, but I don't know if I like him for the Jets per se.
Yeah, that is totally reasonable. All right, let's get you out of here on this. Bold prediction. The week 1 New York Jets starting quarterback, probably against Robert Saleh's Titans, if I'm throwing out a schedule guess.
I know that's what you're going to ask me. I'm going to go Kirk Cousins because although I know he's going to have a lot of options there, but I think they're going to convince him to come for a year, be the bridge quarterback. I think the Jets may give him more money than anywhere else, and he might decide, you know what, I'll, give him a 2-year deal, being to get him out after one. And yeah, I think that's probably the best way to go. But like you said, he's going to have a lot of options there, including maybe teams like Arizona, Minnesota, just to name a few.
Love it. Antwan, you're the man. Always great to catch up. I'll see you in person in a few weeks.
All right, Asman, take it easy.
Love it. Antwan Staley from the New York Daily News with us there. Good stuff from him. Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. We're going to try something new for the giveaway today. First ever bobblehead pick'em giveaway. Wayne Corbett, Chad Pennington, and DeBrickashaw Ferguson are the bobblehead options for you to choose from as Maniacs. If you win the raffle at the end of the show, you pick the Jet legend you want a bobblehead in. Again, it's Pennington, Corbett, and DeBrickashaw. Those are the options. Get the membership to enter, and we will send you your bobblehead of your choosing at the end of the show should you win. Again, you get the channel membership or send in a $10 super chat or higher. Congrats again to our 3 weekly raffle winners. We did that unveiling at the end of our first show today with Manish Mehta, and now we have a new set of raffle prizes. Prize number 1 is a signed jersey by Broadway Joe Namath. Prize number 2 is a signed jersey by Ken O'Brien. Prize number 3 is a signed jersey by Vinny Testaverde. And prize number 4, that's right, a 4th raffle prize this week, is a signed helmet by my favorite quarterback growing up, Chad Pennington. So those are the prizes for next week's raffle. Gift away for your chance to enter. Shout out to Dominic D'Angelo, who's in the house. He is in the Asmaniac raffle for 1.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Let me give a shout out to Dom as well. We're going to start every weekday posting a best of the Jake Asman show. So we do about 4 hours every day of Jets content. If you want the best 20 to 30 minutes of what you missed from the great guests we have on every day to the awesome caller interactions, Dom is putting together a recap package that we will post every day. It will be under the video tab, not the live stream tab. So if you're looking for more Jet content and you want like a little recap of the best things that happened on the show that day, be on the lookout for those videos. We posted the first one earlier today. Mike DeRamo is in the house. Mike DeRamo, a man of many talents, including his ability to make this. That's right. Mike DeRamo in the Asmaniac raffle. He's in for 1.
And here we go. Let's go. Let's go.
All right. He is in. Let's go. Let's go. We'll get to your calls coming up. Load them up on the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline. G. Shaman writes in, so if I were to bet $100 on the Jets to win the Super Bowl, how much would I win? If you go to FanDuel and you bet $100 on the Jets to win the Super Bowl at plus 25,000, you would win $25,000. So if you want to pay for your Super Bowl tickets next year, put the bet in. Then you need the Jets to win. But I'll say this. The New York Jets have never lost a Super Bowl. They have the best record in the AFC East in Super Bowls. Highest winning percentage ever. New England's at 50%, right? They're 6-6. Buffalo's 0-4. All right, Miami, what are they, 1-2 at 40%? I mean, or 1-3, I believe Miami is. Whatever their percentage is, 2-5. It's 40%. I don't know how many total they've been in. But the reality is this. The New York Jets have never lost in the Super Bowl. They have the best winning percentage in the big game in the division. So keep that in mind. Danger Zone says if you put $100 down, you will lose exactly $100. Yeah, if you want to bet it, I will take your bet for you as well. In fact, I'll give you plus 50,000 odds. All right, so $100 to win 50K. I'll take that bet right now. Again, I hope I'm wrong. All right, let's get to your calls, shall we? A lot of you want in on the conversation. Let's start it off with a man who is revered in this great community.
I got my Iron UG. I hope you like my Jets take. You know they call me David T. It's not easy for me to see, but if you bring me full stream, you might like what I had to say. I'll need to get real damn close, cause my vision is dog shit.
Hi, Jake.
Hey, David.
I think I have a good question. You and Anton are hashing out free agency as opposed to the draft, specifically the wide receiver. So when you're doing that on both sides, I mean, I know that when you sign, when you draft a person, they have a 5-year contract, right?
When you draft a player in the first round, you have up to a 5-year contract if you pick up the 5th-year option on said player. If it's second-round pick on, it's a 4-year deal.
Okay. And so you were talking about wide receiver. So say there's a receiver coming out, and you can make work whatever deal. But you say he's been a good pro, and so how do you measure picking? Offering the free agent money as opposed to drafting a wide receiver because you don't know how he's going to do in the pros.
That's the question, right? You have to decide, hey, is it better just to buy a known quantity versus, hey, we trust our scouting, we got a good player who's going to be way more cost efficient. That's the balance every GM has to really determine.
Yeah. Well, I hope Muji is on his game and makes some right decisions.
Can you hear me?
Hi, Max. I can hear you, buddy. Good job.
Good job.
Hey, buddy, maybe you should go to a party tonight and maybe you'll meet somebody and take her to your Valentine's Day dance tomorrow if you have one.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, buddy. We're looking after your welfare.
Good job.
Yeah, you need to enjoy your college days.
David T, you enjoy your Friday night.
Thank you, sir.
I got my eye on you. Checkmate me full screen. It's fireball whiskey time. David motherfucking T.
Well done from the great David T. We appreciate David's contributions to the show as always. All right, more of your calls right now. Again, bobblehead giveaway. You pick the Jet legend you want a bobblehead in. We're switching up a little giveaway here on a Football Friday. We gave away our weekly winners earlier. Now we're trying something a little new today. You pick the bobblehead you want, and we mail it to you. With that, we get back to your calls. We say hello to the Australian Jets fan who's next on the show. What's up,
Jake?
Jacob?
Nothing too much. I missed the first 30 minutes of the show. What did Derek Carr say?
He essentially said he would only play for a team that gives him a chance to win a Super Bowl. And I just don't think that team exists that's going to say, yep, Derek Carr, you're the piece for us to win a ring. Like, I just don't think it's realistic.
Yeah, 100%. And it's definitely not going to be in New York. I can tell you that. What do you sort of want in a quarterback for this year? I mean, I think most of us are just assuming that it's going to be sort of gap year that will end up getting Aaron Glenn fired. But who do you want to bring in a quarterback? Because it's interesting because you want someone that's going to win us games, but regardless of who we have, it's really hard to see the Jets winning games anyway.
Yeah, look, I mean, Carr, I think, is one of the options, regardless of what he says. I mean, if he did sign with the Jets, he'd be like, well, they sold me on this vision. I believe in the coaching staff, the quarterback coach. I know. Look at the talent they have, the line, Garrett Wilson. They have all these picks and cap. Like, you could see quickly how they'd spin it. So I still think Carr's an option. Look, Kirk Cousins, I think, would be probably the best of the names we've discussed, just based on how he looked down the stretch. He's professional at the position. And then, like, do you want to make the big swing on Malik Willis? Is he a legitimate option? Would he consider you over other teams? I don't know. I think that's kind of where you start as far as the best names. I mean, maybe you could try and convince yourself on Marcus Mariota. He probably played better than some of us thought last season at times. So it's bleak, though. Again, I'm like trying to come up with names. Like, you run out of names very quickly. Maybe you try and trade for Mac Jones, Jameis Winston, Jacoby Brissett. These guys are all under contract. Davis Mills under contract. It's tough.
So you're it sounds like you're interested more in a veteran presence than them just throwing a young guy out there and seeing what happens.
Well, who's the young guy you'd want to throw out there?
Don't know yet. could be anyone.
That's the problem, though. You're picking at number
it's not
2.
Brady Cook.
Yeah, it won't be Brady Cook, but there's no quarterback to pick. Usually when you're this bad, there's more than one consensus top 10 quarterback you could draft. The Jets, unfortunately, are picking number 2 in a draft that only has one top quarterback that's going to go in the top 15 or top 10 for sure, top 5.
Yeah, which, is okay, I guess, because it gives Glenn less excuses, I hope. I hope he's, I hope that, the Jets go 17-0 next season under his coaching, but I just can't see it. And if he coaches anything like he did last year, I want him gone. But if it gets to that point in the draft when we get to 16 and Mekhi Lemon's still on the board, do you think that they go for the receiver option, or do you think that they'll take Ty Simpson?
I don't think they're going to take Ty Simpson, but I could see them still doing it. Again, I would not be trying to go after Ty Simpson. I really wouldn't. I don't think Ty Simpson with the Jets would work out well.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't know who they're going to draft at 2 or 16, but I hope that if they go for a quarterback, it's not Ty Simpson at 16, because like you were saying before, then all of a sudden they're relying on him to start. And it's just, just ends up becoming a massive mess that, we don't need right now.
Yeah, I agree. Now, if they took Simpson, hopefully he's so much better than any of us realize. But statistically, it's rare for a guy to be good as a rookie. Then you factor in his lack of starts in college. Then you factor in his size. There's a lot that'd be stacked against Ty Simpson. I'd root for him. We'd have no choice. But I feel like that'd be reaching and just taking a quarterback for the sake of taking a quarterback. If they took him at 33, I think it's a different conversation. 16 feels like a major reach if that's the move they were doing.
Yeah, I mean, I remember earlier in the year when people were, arguing about whether him or Mendoza was the better quarterback. If we can get him at 33, I agree it's a different story. But, like most people are saying, he's probably not going to be around then. But, I'd rather them just not take him, honestly. Which I think, most people sort of are thinking, if it's going to be him at 16 or not get him at all.
Yeah, I agree. I just the Jets could do something crazy. So I mean, again, this is a franchise that took Christian Hackenberg in the second round. You just don't know.
Yeah. You're right. All right, thanks for your time, Jake. I'll talk to you again soon.
Australian Jets fan, thank you for calling in. Hit the like button, comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Beast. Wake up.
You all think this is a joke to you. Sure, I don't have a daughter right now because she's turned out to be an asshole. And then AI God all of a sudden? I don't think so, Pally. I've worked for 3 companies, AAW, APW, and BCW. What part of the planet are you on? Playtime is over.
Okay. All right. Does it say for purpose? Here we go. Get this one.
There we go. Give us what the people are asking for.
Boom! Bam! Boom! Boom! Boom!
Back to back. Wow. Let's go. Yeah, Beast. Hell yeah. It's like watching Picasso paint. Until that one. And it was Beast again. Hell yeah. Beast eats a ton of gabagool before he bulls. It's like how Popeye would eat spinach.
121. That's
Hell
one.
yeah.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
No words, folks. No words. All right. Last chance to get in here. I appreciate everyone who's tuned into the show. Little Friday, little Valentine's Day Eve. Big fella writes in, Beast needs a longer shirt. I think he looks great, big fella. Dave Brigger wrote in, nice job. Rich, Ice Beast. Dylan Tellerman says, is he wearing pants with shorts over them? Is he? Dave Brigger says, Beast Weber. That was unbelievable. Back-to-back strikes. Gator writes in, Beast going to need an extra $1,000 lidocaine patch tonight. God. That was some show yesterday. Blown away by what happened. Dun-dun-dun. Dave Brigger goes, where's the big rumble? I don't know, but no one's on hold right now. So I'm not just going to do a show if there's no one to discuss. We had a great interview with Antwan. We had an awesome conversation with Manish Mehta for an hour and a half today, talking all things Jets. So last chance to get in. If you don't, I think we only have 2 raffle entries right now from Dom and Mike. So those will carry over. I'm planning on doing a Saturday show tomorrow now that we're in off-season mode. So those will carry over to tomorrow if we don't get some more people on the line here, which is all good. John Parker checking in. What's up, John? Why do we always let our talent leave? Re-sign Breece and AVT. Draft least risky players. D. Bailey at 2. C. Banks at 16. Z. Branch at 33. J. Rodriguez at 44. So if you told me the Jets got Bailey and Banks, I wouldn't hate it. What's their plan at offense? Here's the thing, though, too. The draft, people always forget this when we do mocks and we talk about the blueprint. What if the Jets made a big deal in free agency for a receiver? What if they signed Alec Pierce? What if they made a trade? Last year, how many receivers got traded last year and previous years? Think of the notable receivers that have been dealt the last few years, by the way. Whether it be Tyreek Hill or A.J. Brown or DK Metcalf. I think the guys get traded all the time. What if the Jets are like, let's solve our receiving issue with a trade? We got 2 second-round picks. We got 3 ones next year. We'll trade one of them. But I don't hate your mock here. You're obviously loading up on trying to fix the defense, which I get. I think you got to spend money in free agency to fix the defense, too. Spend money and get a couple safeties in free agency. Get a couple linebackers. Envelette writes in, great interviews today. Well, thank you, Envelette. Appreciate everyone. Barbarossa wants to know, how is Barbarossa not a member? How is Ted not a member? I'm going to gift some memberships right now. We got to get our OG listeners some green in their lettering here. 1 membership from yours truly is being gifted. We'll put you in the raffle for the Jet bobbleheads. Ted says, for a guy who claims to be in pain all the time, Beast moves very well. Can't argue with that. Ladies and gentlemen, 1 gifted membership from yours truly. It went to listener Cab Libby.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
That's right. We go live to the bowling alley now. This is what we call a physical specimen. Beastbreaker. Going for it all. Beast off to a slow start in this set. But here he is with a chance and a spare. Unable to get it done. Super chat has come in
from the Dream. Raffle me, Jake. Hey, Dream, we need you to call in at least once over the next couple of days here. So you're eligible for Asmaniac Madness. Beastbreaker. Unleashing Fury. Unable to convert. Starting to call him Gutterball Beast in the chat. Can Beast respond? There's a spare. And Beast get on a roll following a spare. We haven't seen a man move like this since Curtis Martin in 2004. Did he do it? Is that a strike? A spare and a strike. Back to back. Beastbreaker's on one now, folks. Now here's the guy who knows how to bowl. Two. Ladies and gentlemen, spare, strike, strike. Beast is on one now. Ladies and gentlemen, he is heating up. This is offseason at its finest. All right, Beast still confident here. You can see him talking to himself. What are people at the bowling alley thinking? Who is this? A very large man with a rat. Ladies and gentlemen, Beast for spare. He's so big we can't even see it till after he slightly moves. We're here with Beastbreaker now. Beast, how would you assess your performance so far?
We're really tired right now. Yeah. Are we ready for the Wheel of Champions? Are we ready?
We're definitely not.
Well, it's okay.
Keep bowling.
No, I'm done. My arm is
That's it?
feels like jello. Yeah, it feels like jello. That sign says, okay, enough's in the butt. You're not 25 anymore. You're 41. By my math. That's okay. Everybody can't win. It's okay. 121, 113, 109. That's fine. Am I going to bid spot? No. Their time's coming, baby. We're ready for it. Hey, bring the guy up here. Let's see what he can do. Offer him a contract he can't refuse. Let's start him off. Since he's a veteran quarterback, I don't want him to overdo himself. He's so small now.
Great moment with Beast at the bowling alley. Back-to-back strikes twice. Impressive. All right, home stretch of the program here. Appreciate everyone tuned in. Put out a lot of content this week. First week back from Super Bowl Radio Row. We don't stop. We keep going. We went to a bowling alley. Now we go to a barber shop. Carlos the Barber is next today. Hello, Los.
What's going on, fellas?
Carlos.
I must say I am impressed by Beastbreaker's athletic ability. Let me tell you something. It's not easy. It's not easy. I went bowling about 2 weeks ago myself. I thought I was doing something because I bowled a 96. So, shout out to the Beast, man. Really doing his thing out there.
I thought he was tremendous.
Your next show should be a live Jake Asman bowling alley tournament with all the Asmaniacs.
You know what? We just might have to do it now, Carlos. Are you a good bowler? You going to join us?
I bowled a 96 the other day. I don't think I'm that good, but give it a try.
All right. Got to be in it to win it.
Quick question. If the Jets pick up the kid from Alabama, what's his name again?
If the Jets draft Ty Simpson, I believe you're referring to.
Wouldn't it have just made sense to just go ahead and draft? I know Shador Sanders is not like some great quarterback or something, but I mean, we passed on a few quarterbacks last year. And it would almost be kind of ridiculous to go for one now, being that there's not many quarterbacks. Let me ask you this: I know it's a big if, but if you had Shador Sanders on the board and Ty Simpson, all right, who do you pick out of those two if you were the GM and you had to pick out of those two?
Shador or Ty Simpson?
Yep.
Well, it's impossible just to answer that question face value because one you have to draft, one you have to trade for. So if I could just have either one and not have to give up any assets, I think I would lean with Ty Simpson.
You would take Ty Simpson over Shador?
I like Ty Simpson's upside. I don't think Ty Simpson's a potential distraction like Shador could be.
Right.
I don't want either though.
Gotcha. I think honestly, I think in a big splash in free agency. Get ready. I know a lot of people don't like this, but I can see a Kyler Murray type of move, only because I feel like Aaron Glenn knows he doesn't have 2027 at his disposition. So he's going to try to win as many games as he can. I'm sure they're going to make a big move during free agency, offseason, whatever. They're going to try to, get one of those quarterbacks over there in the Jets uniform. So get ready for that when it happens,
Yeah, I don't know if it would be Kyler, though. I think it's more likely to be the swing on Derek Carr they'll try for Kirk Cousins than Kyler. Kyler Murray is not a Frank Reich quarterback. And Kyler Murray, does he fit the personality of what Glenn wants? I mean, Glenn did a podcast a couple of years ago with Ryan Clark and those guys. And when they talked about Kyler not studying, Glenn was laughing about it. I don't know. I'd be surprised if it's Kyler Murray.
Another thing is that could you imagine a scenario where Jameis Winston is throwing bombs to Garrett Wilson? That would be fun.
I mean, yeah. Again, Jameis, I think, would be the perfect bridge for what the Jets need for a year. He'd make the games entertaining. He's a professional quarterback. He's a good dude. So, if you had to sit him down to play a rookie at the end of the year, he would help that guy. Look what he's done for Jackson Dart. So, I would love Jameis. I don't know if the Giants would ever make him available unless you would completely overpay. You're just not going to do that for a one-year rental.
Well, Jake, bud, awesome content during the Senior Bowl. Appreciate all that you do, bud. Thank you.
Thanks, Carlos. Now, the guy that you're giving a haircut to right now, do you inform them that, hey, I'm calling into a Jets YouTube show, and at any given point, I might stop cutting your hair so I could spout out some takes?
No, but these guys, they love me. They understand.
They get it.
Yeah, they understand my pain, and they understand that I'm a fan.
I love it. Carlos, you're a legend. Never change.
All right, buddy. Take care.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
And Jet fans are crazy. That we know. Big shout out to everyone who watched the Vice TV doc, by the way. Feedback's been awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, he said raffle me earlier. He wants a chance to win his bobblehead of choosing. Ladies and gentlemen, he's now officially eligible to be in Asmaniac Madness because the Dream is called in. Hello, Dream.
What's up, Jake? How you doing?
I'm good, Dream. You look fantastic.
Thank you. How you been? Your Super Bowl coverage week was excellent.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Watched a lot of it. It was the Harrison Phillips interview, my favorite, obviously.
Tough to not enjoy that conversation and root for a guy like that. He was one of the more impressive athletes that I've gotten a chance to speak with.
He got me excited for next season. For sure.
Really? You're excited now?
Yeah. I'm not I'm kind of with Green Bean with Pavia. Give me Pavia. Well, why not?
Maybe in the 7th round, sure.
I'm not going to shave my beard like him, though. I don't know what that's all about. Well, we'll possess the man to shave such a fantastic, what was he thinking?
I don't know. Now, can I ask you about your glasses, Dream? I noticed you still have not gotten those fixed.
Yeah, next week. I got an appointment next week. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, finally, yeah. I'm due, yeah. I went for my DOT physical the other day, and yeah, my prescription's out of date. So yeah, next week.
It's gonna be weird seeing you with normal glasses.
I know. So yeah, I don't want Ty Simpson. Not a fan. I would take Caleb Downs at 2. What the hell? All right, I'd roll the dice on that.
You'd roll the dice on which player?
Downs.
Oh, Caleb Downs. Yeah,
Yeah.
look, I don't love the idea of taking a safety at 2,
Neither do I. Neither do I.
but
But I mean,
he
look
might.
how.
Yeah, he might just be the best player, and it's not like there's any of these edge guys are like home runs where like Downs is going to be great in all likelihood. Or so
Right.
I don't know. It's a weird draft. It feels like this is a very unique draft, and that there's no consensus at this point. I think the combine could change that though. If some of these guys just test out of the
Yeah,
zoo, there might be more
once the
consensus.
combine happens, throw everything out the window and reshuffle everything. Right.
Typically, guys do move up after the combine.
So Beast got real close up to the camera. Did you see that sweat the man was breaking?
Blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
Look at him. Some man who's leaving it all out there.
I like how he's got the ponytail. Like he really, what has he got, a scrunchie or something?
Is that what it's called?
I don't know. My sister would call it that.
He's really one of the all-time greats if you think about it.
Oh, he's gonna win for sure.
I don't know. Last year he got eliminated in the first round.
Oh, but who eliminated? Who eliminated him?
One punch Dave Briga knocked him out in round 1.
Well, I mean, who can argue with that?
Briga is a legend.
So it's nice and warm down here in Florida. How you guys doing out there?
It was really bad for about 2 weeks weather-wise.
Yeah.
And today,
my buddies were telling me.
yeah, today's 35 degrees, which like feels like 50, given how cold it's been in New York.
Yeah,
So
I bet.
It's been a little better.
It got real cold. Oh, by the way, that caller Carlos before me, is that the dude from Interlaken?
I don't think I've seen Interlaken, so I'm not sure.
No, Florida, Interlaken, Florida.
Oh, is that near Jacksonville?
It's like a half hour south of where my job is based at.
Yeah, I think that sounds right then. Yep.
Yeah. Maybe I should swing by for a haircut, right?
That'd be fantastic. Maybe a beard trim.
Yeah. I go through Interlaken sometimes, so yeah, maybe we can make that happen.
You sound good, Dream. I feel like this might be the most sober I've ever heard you.
Yeah, I got home like an hour ago. It was a rough week. The truck broke down.
Oh no! So we got you at the best time, is what you're saying.
Yeah, pretty much. I'll call in tomorrow if you want. That'll be different.
I'm planning on going live around 11. So if
oh boy, yeah,
you might be still on your bender. If so, you're more than welcome to.
Absolutely. So, oh, what's up? Oh, the Beast, man.
I'm done.
He's got a Street Fighter t-shirt.
137. That ain't a bad number. That's a little improved. That's a little bit better than the last 3. So hey, what you see is what you get. And remember, if you try, you remember these words. If you roll the dice, you take what you get.
You can kiss my big ass. Woo!
Remember that as well.
All right. Yeah, I wanted to get into the tournament this year, so that's what I call. Nick Shine emailed me on Monday, and he told me to call in, but at least it's okay.
You're going to be in it, the Dream. I can't wait to see where the committee sees you, because I have no idea where they're going to put anyone.
I'm very polarizing. You know what I mean?
I don't know anyone who dislikes you.
Well, yeah, I've read the comments. Yeah, it is what it is. So check this out. I got an idea for my backyard. I'm thinking, put a slab of concrete out there. Basketball hoop.
Can you dunk, Dream?
Hell no.
Come on.
I never could dunk. I touched rim. I was able to touch rim in high school. I used to play basketball. That was my sport.
You got to get up and dunk.
No, hell no. I was never able to do that. But yeah, I still like to play. You know, do you play?
I haven't played in a while. I used to love playing pickup though. I used to play pickup like all the time.
Oh yeah. Well, I lived in the Manhattan for like a year with my buddy on what was it, East 82nd Street, and we used to go play a lot.
You were an Upper East Side guy, Dream?
Yeah, that's right.
Love it.
I lived in the building next to a Mr. Walt Clyde Frazier.
Ah.
And I would see him coming home from a gym, and he would wear spandex pants. How about that little fun fact for you Knick fans out there?
I didn't know I needed to know that, but I'm thrilled I now do.
He would do that, yeah. Or bicycle pants, whatever you call them. Oh, look, it's getting started.
Well, I'll tell you what, Dream.
My Jets cup.
Hell yeah. You enjoy your first beverage, and if I'm still on, after you have a couple, feel free to call back in.
All right, I'm playing a game right now. Just relaxing, man. This week was stressful, with the truck breaking down. Holy shit, bro.
You deserve it, man. All right. Enjoy your Friday. The weekend's here.
You too. What was well, whatever. Yeah, finally it is here. And thank you for all that great coverage for the Super Bowl. That was a lot of fun watching.
Dream, you're the man, and you're a legend. Ladies and gentlemen.
And next week, new glasses.
New glasses. The Dream.
The Jet fans getting a little crazy.
The Dream. Getting a little crazy. Comments, questions, super chats. If you want in on the raffle, we're going to give away a bobblehead. If we get up to 20 entries, I'll do it during the show. We're at 3 right now. If not, we'll just roll it over into tomorrow's show for anyone who enters. You pick the bobblehead of the Jet legend you want. I purchased Chad, Corbett, and DeBrickashaw. So whoever wins gets the first pick of this. More of your calls right now. On the Gusbuster Umbrella Hotline is a man. You want to talk about polarizing. He's polarizing.
He's pointing. Gary Box, point at you. Gary Box, I point at you. Gary Box, I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. I'm pointing. Gary Box, point at you. I point.
Say hi,
Hey, and we got Decker, a combo. Hello, Decker.
Hello.
How are you, Decker?
Good.
You doing anything special for Valentine's Day tomorrow?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Who's your Valentine?
No one.
No. Don't feel like having one?
No, we're trying to get our fat dog in shape.
Cannoli.
Is Cannoli your Valentine?
Yes.
Aw.
I just came here for the free smoke, but let me guess. Black Gypsy no show. Is that correct?
He's not currently on hold. I do see right through what you're doing, though. As Maniac Madness is coming up, you want to remind people that you have an adorable daughter that can score you some points in the tournament. Yes. I see right through your strategy here.
She came in to play with Cannoli while I was on hold when you were going to me. So it was well timed, but yes, that was part of my strategy.
At least you're honest about it. I love it.
I don't. You know how I feel about Derek Carr. I don't want Derek Carr at all. Not even for a minute. Not even ever at all. But I was just here for Black Gypsy. 20 says 20. I can wait in the green room. Black Gypsy just put in the chat 20 minutes. Do you see that? I can wait. I think he's ducking smoke, or maybe he's just having trouble making weight. Maybe that's it, right?
Looks like I'm extending my show.
Sometimes people are late to the weigh-in because they're not on weight and they're trying to burn those last couple of ounces. I don't know. I'm here. In the amateurs, when your opponent no shows, it's called the walkthrough, and you advance via a walkthrough. I think that's what I may have here. But Black Gypsy says he's going to be here. So if he shows up, he shows up. He says he's got an entire checklist of things to go down. So I'm here.
So you'll stick around as we await Black Gypsy, is what you're saying?
And yes, I will wait. I'll be back and forth. But the Jets Afterburner podcast is going to have me on weekly. on every Thursday. So make sure to check that out, Jake Asman.
Are they that strapped for guests that they've reached out to a caller on this show?
We were on the Tazzy show. We were on the Addy show last night, and Addy said to call in. I called in because they didn't have any callers, so I called in, and apparently they liked it. And they said, "Can you come on again next week?" And Nate said he should be a weekly spot. But I'll try to do weekly. I can't promise that, but so that's Thursday. I don't remember what time.
So you're now a weekly guest
Tentatively.
on a different Jet podcast.
Tentatively.
Look, we create stars on this show. What else needs to be said?
Yeah, you gave me a platform, Jake. They were so happy when I called in because of my performances on this show.
Are they going to ask you for your opinion on women and politics and
we're gonna
gender roles as well?
I don't really give my opinion on politics. I don't think anyone would like my opinion on politics. I don't really give opinion on politics. Maybe guns, but that's really it. I've never really talked. I don't really talk about politics. I think politics is like the bottom of the barrel of intellectual things to discuss. I don't talk politics too much. Do I?
I guess people would interpret maybe some of your views as political.
Sure. Yeah, I'm a gun enthusiast and a born again Christian. It's probably not too.
What's up with your hair, by the way?
I need to make an appointment to get. I took the braids out, obviously, and I need to get it cut. But
by the way,
actually getting
do I add you to my YouTube tree? Cisco Lopez brings that up. You know, we've created a lot of stars since the show's inception. I mean, the Bobby Midnight channel is a rousing success. People have attributed a lot of some of the spinoff shows to this. Now you're going to be a weekly guest on another Jet podcast.
It's like Saved by the Bell or Cheers. Like there's just a million spinoff shows that came from it. You should take credit for that, Jake. You've made stars. Hopefully, I just don't get typecasted into that role. But you've made stars. I have a wide array of things that I can discuss. Not just the Jets, Jake. I can discuss a lot of things.
Like 3D boxing and whatever that actually means.
Well, 3D boxing is just the name of my LLC. That's like 3D. I have 3 kids whose old names start with D, Duke, Decker, and Dak. So that's 3D boxing. It doesn't really mean anything. It's just that's the name of my LLC. That's it.
Let me ask you something.
Go ahead.
How would you describe what you actually do for work? I had a listener that asked me that, and I go, to be honest, I really have no idea. I know he has cricket photos of boxers behind him, and that's about it.
I collect cricket photos of boxer, matchmaking and talent development, you could say.
Matchmaking and talent development.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Is it?
It is. I really don't know what that means.
Okay, so I make fights. Like, what do? I make fights, right? Like, I was talking.
Let's word it like this: you get up in the morning, and then what happens?
I watch a lot of tape. I talk to small promoters throughout the country who need fighters. They'll say, I have a fighter who is 6-0. I said, send me tape on him, send me film on him. I'll watch them. They'll say, I need an opponent for 8 rounds. Here's my budget. Can you get me an opponent? Does that make sense?
Okay, so and who?
There's promoters.
Who pays you to do that though?
The promoters.
Your own company?
Well, I get paid through my company, but the promoters throughout the country, small promoters,
they hire you to scout fighters to try and matchmake for them.
That's it in a nutshell, basically.
Okay. I think I understand it a little better now.
Okay. There's only a handful. There's 2 people in Texas that do what I do. There's a handful of people throughout the country that do what I do. So, I make fights, small local fights, usually club fight level. I've gotten fighters on bigger cards and stuff, but mostly, like I got a fighter on the Garden. You remember, you were there, but mostly, local promotions throughout the country. That's until Dana White puts me out of business and runs boxing top to bottom. That may happen next year. It may take 10 years.
Sounds like you need me to put you in touch with Dana and Zuffa, and you could work for them.
Yeah, I could. He's doing a great job. I wanted to hate it, Jake. I wanted to hate it. It's good. It was good. It was like his fights are really good. The matchmaking is really competitive. The shows were pretty good. I wanted to hate it because he's the UFC guy. Like through 2 shows, he's got a show on Sunday.
You realize though, Dana was a boxing guy before he got into UFC. Like he loves boxing.
That's what he says. But
he was. Like there's a whole documented history of it.
Okay, I believe it.
All right. I really truly wanted to hate it and say it was terrible. Like Oscar came out and blasted it because that's his chief competitor. Like Oscar, like to be fair, his first two shows were really good, especially from if you're not a boxing fan and you just watch the card, you were entertained. The fights were really good, as opposed to the other model, which is trying to build stars. So, like, let's say, Gary, I need a guy that's going to last 6 rounds but get knocked out. And I give you a guy with a 15-27 record who's not really, he'll go rounds, but he's going to lose, right? That's what they wanted. Dana White just puts 2 dogs in there and says fight, right? Like, it's a more competitive, more entertaining model. But he's got the money to lose. If one of his prospects loses, it's not really going to cost him, right? Whereas if Oscar is investing money into this, or Bob Arum, they don't want their prospect to lose. Where Dana doesn't really care. He'd rather bring the fans in for the fight, and like you'll stick around and watch good fights, as opposed to me growing. This, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just 2 different business models. One is I'm going to draw fans in for good fights. The other is I'm going to build a star, and that's going to bring fans in. Dana's model looks better through 2 shows. It's been 2 shows.
Now, before you rumble with Black Gypsy in a bit, give us a punch on the way out of here. All right.
What was it like? Little overhand, right?
Give us a little 3D boxing.
Little 3-piece.
Take it. We will take it.
Chicken with pasta is worse than peanut butter with sandwich.
Ladies and gentlemen, while that call was happening, Derek, the Jet fan, who won a raffle prize on the show today. Derek, shoot me an email, and we'll get that set up. Congrats to you. Derek with a 5 spot of channel memberships that were gifted.
Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets! Let's go, Jets!
Thank you, Derek. And thank you to everyone who supports the show. More of your calls right now. My redheaded brother from another mother, Barbarosa's next. Hello, Barbarosa.
Hey, what's going on, Jake? Love the intro. I appreciate that. We might be related closer than you think. There aren't that many redheaded people on planet Earth, and
We're an endangered species too. You know, there's less redheads now than ever before. I read.
You also have blue eyes, right? Yes.
I do have blue eyes.
Yeah, me too. So that's the most rare genetic combination of hair and eyes in the world. So, go us. Our great grandfather, whatever, was Eric the Red. So we're all related some way or another. But I just wanted to say I haven't changed my opinion on we should not draft a quarterback in the first round. It makes it awkward for when Glenn gets fired. And we've like I said last week, we've lit that number 2 draft pick on fire. I mean, for me personally, again, I'm not an expert, but in a perfect world, I'd love for the Jets to be able to trade back with like the Cleveland Browns and maybe get like the 4th. I think they have the 4th pick or something. It would make me feel better about taking like Caleb Downs or something like that, or trading up with maybe one of our 2nd rounds and that second first-round pick and grabbing like a Sonny Styles. So the more I read about that kid, the more I really just like. I mean, he's a really great football player. He's an excellent tackler. And he seems like he's going to be the quarterback of a defense. And that's something we didn't have a quarterback on offense, and like we didn't have a quarterback on defense either. And Sonny Styles seems like a guy that would absolutely make a quarterback of the defense. And I think his brain would make our defense better right away, especially if you could pair him with a free agent like Anzalone. I don't know what you think about that.
I love it. I just,
yeah,
is he going to be there for them to take? Because I don't want to take him at 2 as much as I like the player.
Yeah.
But what do you do if you think you could get him? Are you going to trade up a few spots just to take him? I mean, if he's there at 16, I would have no problem drafting him. I think he's going to be a really good player.
Yeah. I just just thinking about the value in those things. The Jets we have 2 picks, but like the fact that there's no number 2 consensus, and just our needs don't line up perfectly with what we want in the draft. Second thing, Black Gypsy's spitting into a cup trying to make weight. I've done that before with wrestling, man. He's gonna be weighing in naked, like we've all been there. But the guys that do that are the guys that they care the most about the sport. Like cutting weight means you care, and even though Gary is not necessarily wrong about the walkthrough or being prepared, I think this may be part of Gypsy's gamesmanship. He's icing Gary a little bit. I think that's what's going on here. So I'm really psyched for this Rumble. Cheers to all the Asmaniacs, except for Alan. Love you guys. Take care. And wish me luck. Tomorrow, my wife and I are going to Mexico. She hasn't been back home since she's been here. And I've never been to Mexico. So hopefully I don't get killed by the Breaking Bad guys. Cheers.
Barbarossa, enjoy. What a call. What a
The
legend.
Jet fans getting a little crazy.
Oh, yeah. We go live to 3D Boxing headquarters. We leave Gary 3D Boxing headquarters. Have a safe trip, Barbarossa. How many? We're up to 8 members right now. We get 12 more. We do the raffle for the bobblehead on this show. And again, when you enter for the bobblehead, Joe Namath signed jersey, O'Brien signed jersey, Testaverde signed jersey, and Chad Pennington signed helmet. Top prizes in next Friday's weekly raffle after we did our weekly raffle for raffle 60 this morning during our show with Manish Mehta. Ladies and gentlemen, Philly Noodles is on the line. He's next. Hello, Philly.
What up? What up? What's going on, dude?
Living the dream. How are you, sir?
I'm doing, man. So, it seems like Gary, every time he's called, he's actually set up his own matches between everybody. Beast, Brigga. He just let us into what he does. So now we know. He did that to me. I was on Addy's show, and we were discussing Rattler. And he was like, no. And I was like, oh, no, he got me. I was like, damn. And I can't bob and weave out of this situation. So one thing I'd like to tell him is that I hope if he does have that spot with turning the Jets, I don't even never heard of that podcast. I never heard of that channel. I wonder who runs it. But he needs to keep his same rhetoric of Rattler everywhere. I want to hear it all over your YouTube. I want him to be that guy that is saying Spencer Rattler needs to be a Jet. Just keep it going because that was his dedication. I want him to keep it going for sure. He had me sold. You had me sold on Rattler. I want it going, bro. I want to hear it on every channel. I want it to continue to go, bro.
You know I'm a broken. You know I'm a broken record with things. You know.
You gotta
know
keep
it.
it going, bro. Please. And this is like a light warm up to what's gonna happen in a few minutes for you. We're not even gonna bicker about it. You got me like
I don't know that he'll show up. I know him to be a man of his word, but I also know Black Gypsy to be a pretty smart guy. As a smart guy, do you really think he wants to step back in the ring with me? So
yeah,
I don't know.
I think he does, man. This is perfect. March Madness is like fuming. We're turning the engines on right now. It's warming up. Like this is gonna be legit. It's gonna be a hell of a March, Jake. I think I'm more ready for what's about to happen.
I don't even know what topics he wants to fight me on. I just show up to fight. I hear there's smoke. I run to the smoke. I run to the fire.
Wait, that's not good though. As a boxer, I mean, you want to know what your opponent. Can you say you've studied enough tape about what's about to happen? No, because you don't know.
It's like in the amateurs when you get a draw. You don't know who you're fighting. You just draw names, and that's who you get. Right.
All
so
right,
I got Black Gypsy. I'm ready to fight.
I can give it a heads up.
I'll figure it out.
I feel like we all noticed. My bad, dude. Is that Jake? You can attest to this. He has a lot of knowledge on formation schemes, plays, and on defense, bro. So you better come out with some offense, is what I think, because he's gonna slug with defense all day. So if you got some offensive stuff, you might want to kick some Rattler in there, maybe, and stand on that. You know what I mean? Stand on that mountain, bro, forever.
I'm a big advocate in making him fight your fight, right? Like so often, like when you're scheming up a fight plan, you try to fight to their weaknesses. Fight to your strengths. Make them fight your fight. Do what you do well. Don't try to necessarily poke holes in what they do. Just do what you do, right? Fight to your strength. Make him fight your fight. Why are we trying to fight defensively?
And you know what?
Whatever you do well, do that well. So my plan is just to get him in my box, make him fight on my terms. I'll make him fight when I want to fight.
I think that worked, and I did the opposite last year. I went on and I think I turned heel on March Madness as Maniac Madness when I pulled out a whole chart of comments I had for Doug on the couch, and then it turned the opposite way, and everybody went Doug on the couch who never called.
Be you. Like FBism is be unapologetically you. Like I'm super high strung. If I tried to be chill and low key, it wouldn't work for me, right?
Mm.
If you try to be a heel, it's not going to work for you. You're not a heel. Be you.
That's right. I'll be me. I'm gonna do me, and I'm gonna say Rattler's not the guy, but
Rattler is the guy.
I'll leave you with that. All right, guys. Later.
Ladies and gentlemen, Philly Noodles. Ladies and gentlemen, 3D Boxing Gary. We await Black Gypsy. Where is the Gypsy Man? Where is he? I'm staying on for this Rumble. The Rumble between two legends. In the meantime, we'll take more of your calls. Anthony is next. Hello, Anthony.
What up, Jake? Long time no speak to, brother. How you been?
What's up, man? How you been?
Well, last time I was on with you, we were talking about Mike Tomlin coming.
And now we have another year of Glenn and maybe never Mike Tomlin. Who knows?
No, never Mike Tomlin. He ain't coming over here. Why would he come over here?
Money and power. That's it.
Why would he do that? But I just want to say I would love David Carr, man. I ain't gonna lie. I would love Carr. I would love Carr. Because there's no other quarterbacks that's a permanent solution anyway. Might as well get one that, that can do a little something. Rattler, I don't know about that. I'm not really a Rattler fan.
I don't want Rattler. I think if you're going to take a swing on someone, I want someone that is like a steady guy, like a Kirk Cousins, and then, bring in another vet. Maybe it's Tyrod, and then you take a chance in the draft on someone on day 2 or day 3 if there's someone you like. Rattler wouldn't be on my list of guys I want to take a chance on.
You know what I would like to see in the draft, bro? I ain't gonna lie to you. I'd like to see some defense, like a safety or some corners. You know what I mean? Because that's where we were really weak at last year. Our safety play was.
They could do it again. It's a good draft if you need safeties. It's a good draft if you need corners. If you need linebackers, which obviously the Jets do. There's some good ones.
We need a heavy linebacker. If we get that dude from Detroit and pick up another one to play and play outside of him, I mean, we'll be all right with that.
Yeah, I think there's a strong chance that safety's in play as early as 2 for the Jets if they don't have a consensus on the edge guys and Downs is that much higher on their board. I don't know if I would necessarily do that. We'll see how it plays out. But at this point, I'd be surprised if a defensive player wasn't the pick at number 2, though. That's for sure.
I mean, we got to do something because QB ain't into play, and there's obviously nothing out there for a permanent decision, permanent play. So
your kids are restless. They need the Jets to stop losing.
Oh, my kids! Listen, bro. They've lived every season with me. They're going through it.
Oh my goodness! How many kids do you have?
I have 3, and that's my niece. So I have a boy, 2 girls, and my niece.
God bless, man. That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you. No, I appreciate you putting me up there. And hey, I really box Gary too.
Ooh, are you a boxer, Anthony?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, we could do it.
Gary, your thoughts? Unmute your mic so we can actually hear your thoughts.
Just friendly, Gary.
I don't turn down smoke.
Just friendly, Gary. Just friendly. I actually really like you, dog. I really like Gary. Gary's the man. That's why I said that.
I appreciate that. Did you?
Gary's the man. I really enjoy this show, Jake. You got some of the best people on the show. Between you and everybody who's watching, it's great.
Thanks, Anthony. I appreciate that. You're the man. The callers make the show, right? It's all like the Jets are terrible. So how do you do Jets year round? Yeah.
Well, the only thing I got is the good fans. Awesome. That's the only thing we got is good fans.
That's it. We're all in this together. That's how I've always looked at it.
I went to that Patriot game just to see Cardi B and talk to other fans.
Unreal, man. Unreal. Hopefully there's better days ahead. That's all we got right now.
God, you're killing me right now. Because you guys are always all over me. You guys, come on.
I love it. Anthony, you're the man. Great call. All right, have a great weekend.
Later, brother.
Bye-bye.
Check it in.
Bye-bye.
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 Love it. Anthony and the whole fam there. That's awesome. Ron L has called in. He's next up. Ron, hold on. Where'd Ron go? There it is. Boom. What's up, Ron?
Hey, Jake. How you doing? Hold on. I'm at Planet Fitness here. Let me get off this thing.
They just did a big marketing campaign with Fernando Mendoza last week, I saw.
I thought I might see the Beast walking around here somewhere bullying people. Anyway, I'm just calling. Everybody's talking about Reese being the number 1 pick for the Jets. There, that's number 2. I'm just concerned. I looked up all his stats, and the last 6 games, he didn't even have a sack. And you probably have heard that too. And he didn't force 1 fumble all year. I mean, we're talking like Vern Golston type stuff here. I hope they don't go that route. I don't care if it's upside. Zach Wilson had upside and high ceiling. I don't want to hear that stuff. They need players now. You know what I'm saying?
I don't disagree. I just it's tricky because you're talking about a 20-year-old with those traits. You could see why teams would fall in love with a guy like Reese because of what he could do.
I know we've been there. Why not somebody who's definitely? I'm not. I didn't do all the research myself. I listened to Mel and still looked up the stats myself. But man, I just don't want a guy with potential because especially with our coaching situation, I want to go with. They say Bailey's the better pass rusher, or even Bain there. I know they're saying he's slipping. I don't care about his little arms. Just get out there and sack the quarterback. We haven't had one. We haven't drafted one since John Abraham. So, a real sacker at the quarterback. So I hope they go that route. I don't want somebody with the potential and the high ceiling. That's killed us for years, the Jets. So it never seems to work out. Give me the guy that's out there sacking the quarterback now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. Right. It's all fair. I could see them loving the traits and the upside and the fact he's only 20. I like Bailey and Bain, so I'm not going to have a huge issue if that's what they did. It's just if there's not a clear consensus, they might be like, well, this guy, if we hit on him, he's the guy with the highest upside to be a superstar. And if you're at number 2, they might say we're drafting for superstar. We could take a safer player at 16. I'm not saying that's what they're going to do. I'm just trying to play the role of like what their conversations would be, their thought process around the pick. But I'm good with Bain or Bailey. I like both prospects as well.
And I just tuned in, so I'm going to re-listen to your show when it's over here. To hear what you talked about today. I was working through the day, so anyway, love your show as always. Always listening. Keep it up, man. All right,
Ron, I appreciate it, man. You have a great workout. All right.
All right. Thanks. Bye.
You got it. By the way, everyone who's called in, we're doing this for the week. I want to say it a couple more times. We're giving raffle tickets out to every caller who calls in. A little listener appreciation. Time's a little slow right now. The callers drive this show. So if you call in, you get a raffle ticket for doing nothing other than just saying hello and giving your jet point, talking about something related to the show. Plus, as Maniac Madness is coming up, people. Now, that is a big deal if you're new to the show. It is a big, big deal. When you make the Asmaniac Madness tournament, your life is forever changed. All right? It gives you a chance to compete for Asmaniac immortality. Just ask Mr. Bonesy what happened to him since he won the tournament. The guy doesn't have to pay for a meal in New York now. It's unbelievable. Just think what happened when Jay Quest found out last year he was headed to the dance.
Guys, I'm really nervous. I don't know what's going to happen if I don't get in.
We might lose the house. Again.
I know. It's going to be the 3rd time, but let's just see. It's about to come on. Let's see what happens. Look at the screen. Look, it's about to come on. 3, 2. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! We're in! We're in! Let's go! We're in, baby! We're in! Woo! We're not losing the house! Yeah, Jake!
Again, you get in this tournament, it changes people's lives. It really does. Zach is up next. He's called in. What's up, Zach?
What's up, buddy? Listen, real quick, because I'm just driving, but I want to broadcast it.
Uh-oh. Did we lose Zach this quickly?
Let me see here. You got in? You got me back?
We got you, Zach.
I was calling out. The military brought me to Florida, so I might be a bit a ways with the connection here. But I've already written this into the New York Jets, and I want to broadcast this out. But I think the best thing that the Jets can do with the number 2 overall pick is trade it away.
Well, here's the problem with that. I don't disagree. Who's trading up for number 2? It might be tough to find a trade partner.
Hey, I let Mooj cook. You know what I mean? Like, this guy did some good things in the offseason here. I like all the capital that he's acquired. But if you look what the Bears did in 24, I think it's 23 season, and the trades that they made, they got massive draft capital. So I just think that there's more that we can gain here. I don't think this one player alone is going to restart everything. I think we need more than just one piece of the puzzle. And I think, defensive players, there's value. There's mad value you can get later round. And we already have the 16th pick for an offensive type of player. I think if we can get another second and a first for next year or something else, try to push back to the next 27 draft class. I just think we need to get more of our value. You know, I play fantasy myself, and right now I'd be like, I need to get more capital with my number 2 pick. I'm sure there somebody would be able to trade something, and we could get more picks for our 1 pick. That's how I would play it.
I'll tell you what, Zach. I understand your point. I just think it's easier said than done. You could say, let Mooj cook, but you got to find a team that's coming up for a player. Now, maybe a team desperately needs an offensive lineman, and it gets really thin at tackle if you look at some of the mocks. This is not a year that you want to be trying to find a tackle in the draft. Thank God the Jets got Membu and Olu already in place. Maybe a team's desperate. But I don't know. I mean, the tackle prospect Malago is good. I don't think he's great. I think if he was in last year's draft, he'd go behind all the big tackles we debated a year ago. You know, our team's desperate for a receiver. There's so many receivers in the draft. This is not a couple of years ago when you had Neighbors and Marvin Harrison and Adunze, right? You got 3 guys going in the top 10 that year. I don't think it's that type of year at the receiver spot necessarily, but there might be receivers that go in the top 10. But it's not the same level there. It's tough for me to come up with a real player teams are dying to move up for. I'm not saying it can't happen, but I would be a little surprised if the Jets were able to find a trade partner. Again, I'm all for it if they could find the right trade partner, but I don't know if we have that. We're giving away a Jet bobblehead at the end of the stream. We need about 12 more gifted memberships to get us there. If not, we roll the raffle over into our special Saturday show. So get ready. Derek says, as long as AG's coaching, we're effed. Well, that might be true for a year, but you still want to draft really good players so the roster's in better position for the next guy. As depressing as that is to discuss. Oh, yeah, we're going to suck, but at least the next guy will be ready to go. Unreal. Ladies and gentlemen, a lot of you have been waiting for a rumble between 2 titans of their respective fields. A lot of you have been waiting for a rumble featuring 2 guys who certainly have strong opinions on everything. 2 guys who know how to argue. 2 guys who know how to debate. One guy based in Texas, one guy based in Florida. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
I like the propaganda there. You see that?
They already know what's going to happen. That's why. They already know what's going to happen.
That's wishful thinking. Propaganda works, so shout out to Gator, but that's clearly a propaganda.
So here we go, Gary. Here we go. You ready for this?
Yeah.
So you had some comments to Gorman. All right.
Guys, yeah.
You went in on Gorman.
No, he went in on me. He went in on me.
No, you started with Gorman. You started with Gorman.
You can play it back. That's certainly not the case.
You started with Gorman. But here's my issue because like the same thing that you're doing to Gorman, people say I'm doing to Beast. All right. And the reason why I'm doing it to Beast, I'm actually doing it. I'm not saying that I'm not. Like I'm doing it to Beast because Beast says racist shit to me all the time, and I'm tired of it. And when he says racist shit, I'm going to go in. You give me all the reason to go in, so I'm going to go in on him. I don't want him kicked off the show, any of that. I'm just going to go in on him every chance I get. Now, to you, Gary, what you did to Gorman was messed up in numerous ways. And I'm going to give you the examples why. Right? Someone made a comment about your kid, I think, or someone with special needs a long time back in the show. And you came on the show and you lost your ever-loving shit about it. Right? No one has the right to say that. It's messed up that you guys said that. You went into a whole feud. You started calling people names, started disrespecting people. But we let it go because Gary was in a mood that day. Right?
No, because someone talked about my kid, but proceed.
Exactly. Someone gave you something that you needed to talk about, right? You needed to come out and say something. So what you did to Gorman was exactly the same thing that was done to you that you were saying shouldn't have been done to you. And here's my reason why I think what you did with Gorman was messed up. You went at Gorman for not what we always make fun of him for, not having a job or not being a Jets fan anymore. You took it personal. You started talking about his family and started calling him a retard. All right? And the second you did that, whatever value you had in your conversation was lost because you lowered yourself to do something that you tell people not to do. And then to back it up, you use Christ as a springboard to go on hating. Like, I hate when you do that. Like, keep God and Jesus and the Jets separate than our conversations. Because when you do that, like, all you're doing is placating us. And what you did to Gorman was so messed up. When Gorman got on the show, you could see that Gorman was emotional about it. And you kept on going. That's not something a Christian does. It's not something a man of the Lord does. Like, you're supposed to turn the other ear. You're supposed to help him and guide him, like Brigga said. You didn't do that. You went in on him. You went in on him and then doubled down and talked about his parents. So first knockout punch, you owe Gorman an apology. For whatever Gorman is, Gorman never said he was somebody else. He said that's who he is. It's not your right to go in and then destroy him for no reason. Like, he didn't do anything to you that you had to go that far. Like, we all make jokes. We all have conversations that we come on here and we give each other shit and we stop at a certain point. Beast is the only person that goes on that. And Big Fella says because he's special, we should give him a pass. Like, I have a nephew that has Asperger's. When he gets in trouble in school, they send him home. Doesn't matter. There's always a repercussion to your acts. So you owe Gorman an apology. That's the first thing. And you do owe him an apology. There's nothing you can say back to that. You owe him an apology. Like, whether Gorman is going to get a job or whether Gorman is manly or whether you think he's female or he reacts like a female, like what you did when your daughter got offended was reacting like a female to somebody else because you went into a whole rant about it. You could have said nothing about it because it's a comment in a YouTube show, but you decided that you felt the way. So you went in on it, right? You thought you had the right to do so.
Can we put a timer on this at some point? I get it.
Right.
Can we put a timer? I let you go. Can I respond to this?
Go ahead, respond.
I let you go. I didn't interrupt
Go
you.
ahead.
First of all, everything you said was absolutely nonsensical. Charles Gorman called in. I asked him, Charles, how can I help you? He cursed me out for about 5 minutes straight, called me every single name in the book, said that people called him retarded, and I explained to him why people called him retarded. So everything you said was entirely nonsensical. I at no point ever went in after him. He cursed me out for about 5 minutes straight, calling me misogynist, calling me sexist, saying I don't care about my daughter. So everything you said was entirely nonsensical. I don't come after anybody.
Are you done?
I don't even know if I'm just let you go. Right? So he came in after me. All I did was counterpunch and explain to him why people call him retarded. That's why. Okay. That's number one. I've been called a Charles Gorman simp. I sent him money. I've tried to help Charles
so
Gorman.
did I.
Let me finish. I tried to help Charles Gorman. And Charles Gorman is a grown man. He's a 32-year-old college graduate who lives on his own. Telling a 32-year-old college graduate who lives on his own to do better is not the same thing as making fun of a nonverbal 8-year-old. Would you agree with that?
I can agree.
Okay, so those two things aren't even comparable. One's a grown man, an educated grown man who's independent, and the other's a 8-year-old who can't talk in his own defense.
All right. So by that logic, so because he's an older man, you have the right to tell him about himself.
Well, yeah, I have the right to say whatever I want to say. This is still America,
let me ask you a question, Gary. What gives you the right to be leader of men? What have you done in your life to be a leader of men? Like, because you come on the show and you tell everybody how to be a man. Like, tell me the things that make you such a great guy. That makes you the paradigm that all of us should follow.
Can I answer the question now?
Go ahead.
Don't interrupt me either. It's fine. I'm going to answer the question now.
Yeah.
I'm the leader of my family, right? I'm the head of my household. I'm not looking to lead anyone else's family. I have some advice. You can take it or you can lead it. I'm the leader of my household. I'm not the leader of the 3D boxing household as ordained by God. God has made God over man, man over woman, woman over children. That's the role that I have. That's the role that my wife has, and that's the role that we accept. The Bible says that women should submit to their husbands as to the Lord, and that the head of the household, the husband, is to be the head of the household and is to love his wife as Jesus loved the church, which means to up to and including laying your life down for the betterment of them as Jesus did. So what gives me the right to be the head of my household? God. God commands that I be the head of my household.
You're the head of your household.
That's
your
all I
household.
claim to be. That's all I
your
claim
household.
to be.
So that has nothing to do with Gorman. That has nothing to do with the way you berate him. Like, that has nothing to do with any of that.
After me. You can play it back. He cursed me out for 5 minutes straight.
Gary, why did he come after you? You jab, and then when someone says something, you counter. But you jabbed them before. Like, stop being a troublemaker and act like you're not a troublemaker.
Hang on. You said that you come after Beast because Beast makes. Maybe he does. I'm not claiming.
No,
you're saying
maybe he does. I have a screenshot.
Okay, so you have. I'm not calling that into question. I'm saying I didn't see it. So if I take you at your word for it, he calls me a sexist and a misogynist. How is that different? He does it all the time.
Gary,
How's
you
that
say
different?
you say sexist and misogynist things.
Okay,
We're not
did
all
this.
picking on you because you're the good guy, Gary.
I don't care if you call me
Gary,
misogynist or
it
not, but
doesn't
I
matter
am
if
going
you
to punch
don't care.
back.
It doesn't matter if you don't care. If you start a battle, someone's going to want to react. If you jab somebody, you're a
Then
boxer.
let's fight.
They're not going to just take the jab. You jabbed them, and he wanted to fight back.
He came after me. You can play it back. He cursed
Yeah.
me out for 5 minutes straight before I said a word.
Gary, why did he?
Open my mouth while
Why?
he cursed me out.
So Gorman just came on and cursed you out. He didn't have any reason to curse you out at all.
Gorman. I'm not a mind reader. I
Yeah,
can't get into Gorman's mind.
there you go. Now you're not a mind reader, and now you forget why. And now you forget why Gorman was mad at you in the first place. But look, I said what I said. Either you're gonna apologize to him or you're not gonna apologize.
I'm not going to apologize for Gorman for cursing me out. You want me to apologize to a grown man because that grown man cursed me out for 5 minutes straight?
My second thing is homophobia isn't something that a doctor says that you are. Like,
yes, it is. Stop.
It is not. It is not. It is not. Gary, it is not.
Stop.
It
Let's
is
look
not.
right now. A phobia. Stop. I let you talk.
Look,
You're
a phobia.
factually wrong.
A phobia
is under DSM-5, the guide of all medical diagnosis. A phobia is a diagnosed fear called an agoraphobia. It is diagnosed by a medical doctor as an irrational fear.
That has nothing to look, Gary. Two things can be true. Go ahead.
It's not diagnosed by definition, by medical definition, according to the DSM-5. It is not a phobia. Phobias have to be diagnosed. If I don't have a diagnosis, it's not a phobia. By definition,
I'll let you get the dictionary definition off of whatever you want to say. Being homophobic has nothing to do with a doctor saying that you're homophobic. It's by your actions. It's by the actions and the thing that you say, and you are homophobic. You come on here and say shit that's homophobic. You have the right.
Hang on.
Gary. You have the right. You have the right to be whatever. You have the right to be whatever you want. Right? Look.
What is a phobia?
Because Gary, we're not arguing what a phobia is. We're not arguing what a phobia is, Gary. You are homophobic. Do you not understand the difference between both words? To be homophobic and homophobia. What are you not understanding?
Phobia of the homo. That's what that word would mean. It means you have a phobia of the homo.
And your comments are that of such that you separate yourselves from such people, put yourself on a higher level than such people, and put them down. And put them down. That's what you do all the time.
I certainly live, but that's not a fear.
Gary,
I live better than someone else. It's not a fear.
Stop being literal with the words. Everything can be figurative.
Words literally mean things. Words
but you're using them. You're using them in a figurative way. You're using them in a figurative way. Yes, you are. When you shit, Gary, when you shit on somebody that's gay because they're not in your belief pattern, that's you being homophobic. Whether you like the definition or not, that's what the definition is. You are the definition of those things. All right? Like, so stop with the nonsense. Like, call a bluff a bluff.
That's not homophobia means something. You don't get to change the language to call people names.
Gary, so everybody that's a homophobic out in the public that's done homophobic things, said homophobic things, have been doctors.
You're misusing the word. This is a category error.
Gary, that's how the word is used. That is how the word homophobic is used for people that don't like gay people. That is it. By the world. By the world. By the world. Whether you use it or not does not mean anything.
No. That is a word that is used by white liberal feminists to condemn people they don't like. That is not what the word means.
Okay. But that's what the word. But that you just admitted to me right there. That's what the word is used for by a certain sect of people, right?
Yeah.
All right. The media follows that sect, and they use that word. They use that word homophobic as their definition.
Just because they lie and misuse a word doesn't mean I have to go along with their lie.
Beyond
that
that,
is not what the word means.
Stop using Christ and Jesus shit in your fucked up arguments.
Never. I will always appeal to Christ.
Then you're not. Then you're not a Christian. You're not a Christian.
Are you a Christian?
You're flossing and.
Are you a Christian?
I'm a church kid, and I'm not a Christian. I grew up in church. I grew up in church. No, I am not a Christian. I am not a Christian.
You're rejecting Christ. I don't care what you think at all about anything.
Gary, so rejecting Christ means only following the way you believe we should follow Christ, because you're telling us how we should be. You're the leader of man who's done nothing. Gary, I was in the military. No, stop. I served my country. I served my country, right? I went out and did what I had to do because that's what I had to do. I'm not coming on here to tell anybody how to be a leader or man. I'm telling you what you're saying is offensive and you should apologize.
Okay, you've offended me. Apologize to me.
What? Tell me what I offended you by.
You said I was
Please
a bad
tell me.
Christian. That's offensive to me.
I said you're what?
You said I'm a bad Christian. You've offended me. Apologize to me.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry to call you. I'm sorry to call you what you are. I'm sorry to call you what you are. I'm sorry to call you what you are. I'm sorry that playing back what you did as a listener and you hearing it offends you. Offends you. Right? You are offended. You are offended. And you've been offended by it because you know you're wrong. Why won't you admit that you're wrong?
You've rejected Jesus Christ. I don't care what you think about anything because you've rejected the truth. Jesus said, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Because I rejected Jesus,
I don't care what you think.
So Gary, let me ask you a question. So because I rejected Jesus in your eyes, right?
According to you.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I'm on a lower level than you, right? You're at a higher level than me.
I live better than you. I'm not of more value than you. I'm not more valuable as a person.
How do you know you live better than me? How do you know you live better than me, Gary?
Because I follow Jesus Christ. Jesus Christ is
that means Gary, many people have followed Jesus Christ to their deaths.
No, everyone dies. I don't know what that means. Yes, people die. Everyone dies.
Many people of faith that believe in Jesus followed his rules and died. History is made of these things, Gary.
Jesus said,
your beliefs.
Once to die and then the judgment, right? Everyone who follows Jesus Christ is going to die. I don't understand your argument. I'm going to die. Yes.
Joan of Arc. We'll do stories. We'll give you stories so you understand the context because you can't put two things together.
I don't understand your argument. Right? Everyone who follows Jesus.
The context of it is your belief is not our belief. All right.
And your belief is not my belief.
Exactly. So you going and telling Gorman how he should be is not your right. It's not your right.
You're telling me what to do.
It's not your right.
You're a hypocrite.
No, I'm checking you.
You're telling me what to do.
Gary, you can do whatever you want, but I'm just checking you. I'm checking you. I'm checking you. That's all it is. Like you jab, and somebody threw a punch at you, and now that you got actually hit in the face, you're like, oh my God, you hit me in the face. You hit me in the face. Yeah, I'm hitting you in the face with truth. You speak a lot of bullshit and you use Christ as your hinge, and I'm tired of hearing it. Like God don't want nothing to do with your conversation. Because if you're hating on someone, right, Gary, as a Christian, you turn the other cheek. And this is why Brigger came on and said what he said to you. Because what you did was wrong. What you did was wrong.
Wrong how? Okay, stop. Let me ask you a question. When you say it's wrong by what ultimate standard?
Wrong by just being a good person, Gary.
Good person, good. Jesus said none are good. Jesus said none are good, no, not one. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So when you say a good person, by other than what you like, other than your personal preference, what ultimate standard do you have to appeal to that would make someone good or bad?
Who makes you the judge and jury? Are you God? Are you Jesus?
I asked you a question. Are you going to answer my question?
And I'm answering your question. I'm answering your question.
I'm the judge and jury, Gary.
Gary, you seem to think that you are smarter than everyone in the building.
You think I'm smarter than everyone in the building.
No, you think you're smarter than everybody in the building. You think you're smarter than everybody in the building. We just listen to it. We just listen to it and regurgitate what you say. And when we say it back to you, you don't like it.
See, why don't you just answer my question? Because it would destroy your argument.
Gary, what was it? Ask your question again. I'll answer your question. Ask your question again.
You said be a good person. That's what you said. I said, other than your personal preference, what you like, right? Okay. What is your ultimate standard? Can you appeal to? What ultimate standard can you appeal to that would make someone good or bad?
A person that tries to help others.
Why is that good?
Why is that not good? Why is that not good?
It's your standard. I'm asking you to justify your standard.
Because you're trying to help somebody to better themselves.
Why would you want to do that? Why is that good?
Because that person might need my help. They ask for help and I'm giving them help.
Why is that good?
Okay. Now, in giving them help, Gary, how many questions are you going to ask? In giving them help,
until you justify your position.
I already justified my position.
What you just named.
I justified my position. You asked me what makes. You asked me what the level is, right? And I answered what your level is by being a good person, and trying to help others.
That is personal preference. I said other than personal preference. I like to help people. I think it's good to help people. Your entire standard is based on what you like. I don't care what you like. Just
my entire standard is I'm trying to help, right?
That's your preference. Your preference is to help people.
So listen.
So your entire standard is
Gary,
based on your personal preference.
listen.
That's
So
narcissism.
in trying to help somebody.
I'm still talking. Let me
Go
finish
ahead.
this. Anyone who disagrees with Black Gypsy's personal preference is a bad person. Think
No,
about that.
when did I ever say that? You led yourself to a conclusion.
Let me answer your question. No, I didn't.
Yes, so there's only bad and there's only bad and good, right? There's no middle ground for people. In your book, it's only bad or good. That's it. No middle ground.
Christ is good. Anything else is bad. You're with
Okay.
Christ or you're against him. 100%. You
Okay.
just said my personal.
We disagree.
You said my personal preference, what I like, is to help people, and therefore, because I like it, that's good. So anyone who doesn't, stop.
Gary,
Anyone who
when
doesn't
did I
do
ever
what you
say
like
because
is
I
bad.
like it, that is good? What you just did? No, stop. Because now this leads to the next part of my conversation with you. You of all dudes, Gary, you of all dudes argue like a female. For what you said to Gorman, you argue like a female. You take words, and you twist the words to make you feel better about what you said. But what you actually said, Gary, was bullshit. What you actually said was bullshit. Because you don't like the response of what the other person says to you, you take it and you twist the words to then spit it back at the person to make them feel bad. I've watched you do this. Like, if you're a boxer, I know your tells. I've watched you do what you do. So to knock you out is not hard to knock you out. You've made yourself vulnerable numerous times in conversations that you've had with people, Gary. You drop your hand.
That is a rumble.
Thank you, God. That is a rumble. What a battle. My God. Now, I ran a poll. Who won today's Asmaniac Rumble? 56% say Black Gypsy by TKO. What a battle. What a battle. Where do we go from here? Well, I'll tell you what, that battle was so great. We will do the raffle at the end of the show, regardless how many entries we get. All right. So if you want a Jet bobblehead, you pick Pennington, Corbett, or DeBrickashaw. Make sure you enter because I'm counting the names as we go. In the meantime, there's a man on the line who wanted to weigh in, and it's time to hear from him.
He's home, his bed is on the bed. That's what feels good. On the road, his bell is on the bed. In a dirty hotel room. He calls the show, his bell is on the bed. He's just more comfortable. He got a beard, loves the Jets, super Jets. He loves a big fella, sleeps alone. There's no room on his bed. He loves a big fella.
Hey man,
big fella,
what's up? Is Black Gypsy around? I wanted to talk to him for a second.
Black Gypsy is around. Here he is.
Hey man,
what's up, fella?
You know I respect you, right?
I do.
I respect you. I think you're very, very intelligent and everything. And yesterday, what I was saying, you know, I wasn't saying like it should be condoned or it was okay or anything like that. What Beast has said, and I actually yelled at him last night for an hour because of that shit. But you know, and I've never walked in your shoes. You've never walked in my shoes, so I should have been more understanding with that. And I apologize for that. But that's just where I'm coming from. Like, I totally, you know, he's not like fully there, and that's why
I know. And most of the times
I wasn't trying to, you know, downplay what he said or anything like that. That's not me. Okay, what all I was saying is take it for where it's coming from, but it shouldn't be coming anyway. And you were absolutely right about that. So all I'm saying is I apologize about that, brother.
So, and I totally understand what you said.
I can't
right?
hear you.
You can't? Can you hear me or no?
I hear you just fine. Big fella, listen on normal if you can't hear you.
So to answer to what Big Fella said, I agree with him. And most of the time when Beast says something, I let it go because I know Beast is being Beast. But sometimes he says certain things that, like, either he heard it in the background, and he when he uses it in the tone that you just can't miss it as being something that's racist. And I've told them before, like I've told them in the chat, Beast, like you need to stop saying I did it nice in the beginning. And then he would go in and say, like, and some of them were funny. It's so fucked up. Like his timing is perfect with it, and he just drops it, and he's used to doing it. So I just let it go sometimes. But sometimes he goes over the line, and I'm just like, yo, because you do this, now you get no reprieve from me. Like anytime I see you, I'm going for you. Like I'm not asking for an apology from him because I don't think it'll be genuine. Like I don't think he knows he's doing something wrong in some of those cases. So like the only retort I have is to make fun of him because some of the stuff that he does is just it's insane. And other than that, like, I love almost all the callers that call in, other than Alan. Alan can go fuck himself. Like, for everybody else, like, it's just us talking. And to Gary, like, I love Gary. Like, I'll give Gary one set of props right here, right? And I want everyone to watch the Y Files. Moon landing, the Y Files. Brigger also watch it. So Gary is right about one part of his statement that the moon landing not being real. What we watched on video, that tape, isn't real. But there is files from the Freedom of Information Act released by NASA that we did go to the moon. We just didn't go to the moon when we thought we went to the moon. Like there's a whole difference in the story. So if you want to watch it, watch the Y Files. There's a whole bunch of stories that aren't crazy people talking. It's people that are telling you what actually happened, so you can get like more information on it. So they're both kind of right in that. That's the only gift I'll give Gary. Other than that, Gary can be a douchebag most of the times.
Gypsy, what a performance by you today. Well, a show we'll never forget.
Yeah. I was waiting for him. And after the Gorman thing, I just had enough. Especially using Jesus as the jump rope. Like, stop doing that.
Ladies and gentlemen, speaking of Gorman.
Oh, hey, Jake, how are you, buddy?
Hello, Charles.
Sorry I showed up late. I was taking a bit of a nap. I don't know why. What else to do with my life?
I know why, but continue.
Story of my life, I know. You wanted me to ask my thoughts on Derek Carr? I've always liked the guy. I've always thought he was
Hold on. We'll get to Derek Carr. Did you watch any of what just happened the last 15 minutes on the show?
I did with Black Gypsy and Gary, and then Beast.
They were fighting for Black Gypsy was defending your honor.
And I appreciate that. Thank you, Black Gypsy. I really do. But now, as I was saying about Derek Carr, I've always liked the guy. I've always thought he was a talented quarterback. I'll never forget back in 2016, despite having an inconsistent running game, he put up MVP caliber numbers. He didn't have a great defense outside of having Bruce Irving and Khalil Mack on the defensive side of the ball. But, he did put up some good stats with John Gruden's offensive system, but unfortunately, most of that went nowhere because the team around him was not very good. But I don't know if this will work, but I would be open to it.
Again, he's probably among the better options almost by default. I don't love Derek Carr. I worry about him getting hurt.
I do too, but he's a nice guy. From what I understand, yeah.
I mean, I think Justin Fields is not a bad guy either, but he can't play quarterback. So I don't care about that. I need someone that I think is a little more reliable. But again, like you could if it was Derek Carr and someone else and then a rookie, like what the Giants did essentially with two vets and a rookie, okay, there's a plan. But Carr wouldn't be my first option, I'll tell you that.
He's not my first option either. I agree with that 100%.
Common Country writes in, Charles, what should the Colts do with Daniel Jones in free agency?
Worry about his health first.
Yeah, but what about what the Colts should do, not what Daniel Jones should do?
See what they got in Riley Leonard.
Okay. Now, any big plans this weekend, Charles? You're wearing red. It's Valentine's Day Eve.
Well, I'm going to go see my parents. We're going to have steak for dinner tomorrow.
So dinner tomorrow night is steak. What sides are you going with?
We don't know yet. Maybe baked potato, maybe mashed potatoes. Who knows?
What's your ideal steak dinner sides?
Steak and potatoes.
Okay,
mashed baked potato.
Yeah, but you got to be specific now. You can only have one type of potato.
One baked potato, one regular baked potato.
Loaded?
Nope.
So no sour cream?
No sour cream, just butter.
No bacon bites?
No bacon bites, no.
Any other sides?
Maybe corn.
What about a salad?
Maybe a salad.
You worried it's going to kill you?
No. If I die, I die. All right, Jake.
Charles, I think we covered a lot of ground.
Thank you.
Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, Charles Gorman. Common Country, who just had a super chat also in the raffle, which we will do for the bobbleheads coming up shortly. Make sure you enter. The Lump Man gifted a 5 spot of channel memberships. Let's go. And the Lump Man joins us now. What's up, Lumpy? Oh, no, I can't hear you, Lumpy. We can't hear you. You look good. All right. Yeah, he's giving us the old, trying to figure it out. Here we go. There we go.
There we go. Got to have the headset, I guess.
Yeah.
Swinging. It's Asmaniac season, man. You can see it coming on. It's crazy. I just got into the end of that. That's funny. Happy Friday the 13th, right? And that's why this all just came together with Gary. A little craziness, right? Oh my God, it's crazy. I'm sorry I'm late, Jake. I was working. Okay, so I just wanted to say that a little bit. Little Charles Gorman saying he was napping, I was working. You know how that goes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Little craziness there, Jake. So I just wanted to get on, say hi. I haven't been on in a while. They're starting to piece it together, the Jets, a little bit. So I'm out a half win right now. So we'll see what they do. We'll see what they do with the draft and see what they do with the free agency. A lot of things to talk about. We have no idea what this team's going to be about. I really hope they bolster this defense so that at least we can get some games that'll be close and exciting. That's what I'm rooting for. What about you, Jake? How's your day? How's your Friday the 13th going?
Lumpy, it has been wild. All right, I think we're just scratching the surface on how wild this day could be.
I think the Asmanic Madness is going to take it to the next level
after
seeing what's going on. I mean, a lot of battles going on, a lot of rumbles I'm watching. I got to watch it after the fact, because working. But I'm going to try to, get on as much as possible because this is some fun stuff to be a part of,
Lumpy,
Gotta be the Asmaniacs.
You're the man, Lumpy. Let's go. The Lump Man always delivers. And Lumpy, I'll tell you what. I was so excited that you gifted a membership. I forgot that I have an intro for you. So I'm going to play you out with the intro that's now an outro today, all right?
You got it. No problem, Jake. Be good.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Lump Man.
My name is Lumpy, not Lumpy. I'm not De Niro. Just call me Lumpy. I had a mullet the last time the Jets were winners. Don't call me Lumpy, 'cause I'm friggin' Lumpy.
Hell yeah. Last chance to be involved on the show. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time.
Happy New Year! I injured my foot.
What happened?
During bowling, you know how you get down to the last match? I tweaked it.
You tweaked it. I'm going to need more specifics.
Right by your ankle, right here by your ankle. I did a tweak, and all of a sudden I just heard I'm like, that's when I just said, it's like, okay, shut out the pain, just grit, just shut it out. I just shut out the pain, but now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can get a bucket and put my foot in the bucket with the ice. It'll sting, but it's gonna work. We're going to try it. Are we ready?
So your ankle was tweaked.
Yeah, I tweaked it. Not a good sign. That's
you need
okay.
to go to the hospital?
No, I will be all right. I could take pain. Let me just say this. If I've learned anything in life besides pain, let's see, separated shoulder, busted fingers, busted toes, ear infection, I could go through this. This is nothing new for me. It's another day. It's another day at the office. Another day, another hour. Are we ready?
You are a 3-time ear infection survivor.
I've been to hell. I've seen both. 8 circles of hell, 7 gates of hell. You may not know about Dante's.
Back to hell, beast. I know all about it.
Beat it.
He does know about hell, to be fair. He makes a good point.
I was trying to say beat it like from Michael Jackson, because that's one of the only Michael Jackson songs that I will dig.
Beast, pray to me, and I will heal you, my son.
I will
God
do
does
my
make a good
own.
point. Honestly, pray
I
to
will
God,
do
he'll
my
heal
own.
you.
I will do my own. I got my own supplies. They don't make men like that.
And I shall bless you with a speedy recovery.
Should we do a joint prayer with God all together?
How about we just get this thing over? Because I'm ready to take a nap because I haven't taken a nap. I've been on my feet all day trying to get things out of the way. Because as a matter of fact, I already cleaned up my.
That was a leisure activity.
That's a good point. That looked like fun. That wasn't a job, was it? Are you a professional?
That's cardio. That's cardio work right there for me. That's good cardio right there. A good exercise. Yeah, that's right. And plus, it's good. It's good.
How about a walking pad?
Hey, buddy, back it up. Back it up. Don't get smart with me. Don't.
I can't back up. I'm above you. I'm below you. I'm inside of you. I'm God.
That is true. God is everywhere.
Yeah.
Hey, Beast, whatever happened to the Pennsylvania Bible, by the way? You do any reading of it?
I already got mine. Don't worry about it. It's all in the clean. Plus, I'm already looking at brand new things. Let's see, a new umbrella, new carpet, because
you need God.
Don't worry. Hey, Spumanji, back up the train, okay? Don't give Mr. Uncle Facenzo enough of a headache.
God. I am Mr. God.
Look, Vincenzo, don't call out Mr. Caparelli and Carametta.
I'm Mr. God.
Really? Yeah. Well, don't get too feisty, Mr. Caparelli.
I'm not Italian. I'm God.
Yeah. Well, you're part Italian. Don't worry about it, kid.
Italian, Beast.
Well, as long as I call Mr. Caparelli. Now I'm ready to get this thing over with, and then I'm gonna take my snooze, and then later.
Can I bring on a medical expert? I'm concerned about your ankle. We might need to call 911.
Don't worry. Let me just say this. If the Ultimo Dragon to do what he used to do, he'll shut off the pain. I can do the same as well. And look him up. The Ultimo Dragon, former Super J Crown champion, former WCW Cruiser champion. The man has done it all. So I'm going to take my word from the Ultimo Dragon and follow the lead. Because the Ultimo Dragon was the last man that was trained by the great.
We're now joined by Gary 3D Boxing. Gary, you've obviously been around a lot of fighters who have suffered serious injuries. What do you make of Beast's diagnosis here?
Ankles are tricky. An ankle sprain can be as bad as a break. You could tear ligaments. I would get it looked at. Like, when I got hit by a car, there was no break, so I didn't do anything about it. But now, like, I'm still not walking right a year later. So I would get it looked at. Like, you might not have broken anything, but you can still damage ligaments, and you might want to get that looked at. There could be a break too. Like, my son hopped off his top bunk and he was limping on it. So I just thought he sprained it. My wife took him in. It was broken. Like, you should probably get it looked at. Like, if it's broken, you might still be able to walk on it, but it ain't going to heal properly. So, like, just a word of advice. I was too stupid to get it looked at. Like, you probably should get it looked at. Ankles can be tricky. Then it's not going to heal right because you're going to keep walking on it. I would get it looked at.
Remember this. Ultimo Dragon was trained by the last great fighter called Bruce Lee. You remember the name Bruce Lee?
I love Bruce Lee. What about Bruce Lee?
Bruce Lee trained the Ultimo Dragon as his last fighter before he died. So I'm taking the Ultimo Dragon's last steps and learning to. You gotta breathe. You need to relax, grasshopper. Relax. Take a chill pill.
What's your favorite Bruce Lee movie?
The one that he says, "Boards don't hit back."
Have you ever seen a Bruce? There's only like 5 of them. Have you ever seen a Bruce Lee movie?
I have one. I have a 3-pack of. I have the 3-pack of Bruce Lee on me. I got it from one of the easy pawns a long time ago in the East. I know where to find the goods.
Name a movie title. Good God.
Would you kindly?
Big
Would you
Boss,
kind?
Fist of Fury, The Way of the Dragon, Enter the Dragon, and then Game of
I
Death
have.
after he died.
I do have the young dragon in one of my international departments. Same with Shell and Sucker. And also, does anybody remember the great movie Once Upon a Time in China? With Jet Li. Nobody knows Jet Li.
I don't know what you're at. Oh, Jet Li. Is that what you said? Jet Li?
Jet Li.
Yeah, I know Jet Li and Bruce Lee aren't related. You're aware of that, correct? It's spelled differently and everything. They're not related. You're aware of that, correct?
See.
Okay.
Woo! Ka-ching! I mean, we learn, and also I do have something that I also did some damage on, right there. Don't know how that happened, but I'm putting Vaseline on it, and I'll be all right. I've learned, you gotta learn sometimes.
Happened, you sick mother.
Hey! Tone your temper down, or get whacked. Or should I do a Paulie Walnuts and go, shut up or I'll give you a crack?
Shut up, you can't whack anything. You can't
Is that what
move.
Paulie
Your
says? I'll
ankle's
give you a
damaged.
crack.
Did you watch ever one of the Soprano episodes? He was because
every episode of Sopranos probably 10 times.
No, there was an episode where Paulie kicked one of the guys. He's like, give me a wallet, prick. This is the down payment on Sal Vitro's mother. Hey. And he's like, yeah, how about this? Shut up or I'll give you a crack. And he took the lawnmower with him.
Nobody gives a shit.
I've seen every episode of Sopranos. I'm not exactly sure what you're referencing. Is that the one where he had to put his mom and then he killed the old lady in the nursing home? Is that the one we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. I don't remember the one exactly.
Sexy. Please, can we get to the wheel champion so I can get my nap in, please, and then later I can go get my tacos.
God, can I please get to the raffle prize, the wheel champions? Is that okay?
I need to get this done.
Anything for you, Jake. Anything you need, I will make happen because you will appreciate your God. Unlike Beast, who's ungrateful.
Beast? Beast? Wake up.
You all think this is a joke to you. Sure, I don't have a daughter right now because she's turned out to be an asshole. And then AI God all of a sudden? I don't think so, Pally. I've worked for 3 companies, AAW, APW, and BCW. What part of the planet are you on? Playtime is over.
Playtime is over.
Enough, God. Enough. We're doing the raffle. Enough of this AI God stuff. All right. This is my show. I want it back. Real quick. Black Gypsy gifted a membership. Hell yeah. Bates is my hero in the raffle for 2. This clip is going to be epic in the 600-pound life audition tape. Ralphie Rocks in the raffle for 2. Everyone initially came onto the channel to talk Jets, and look what the Jets have done to us. Larry David is right. The Jets are killing us fans. That they are. That they are. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready to spin the wheel of champions? Before we could do that, we check in with our master of raffle ceremony.
You tell me how crazy I am. I just took 4 chair headshots.
It is time to spin the 2026 Wheel of Champions.
It's time to announce the winners of the weekly Asmaniac raffle. Let's spin the Jake Asman Show Wheel of Champions and find out which Asmaniac is winning an epic prize.
Oh, baby, here we go. Only one can win. A bobblehead of their choosing. Again, it's dealer's choice. You want Chad Pennington, DeBrickashaw Ferguson, or Wayne Corbett? Those are the bobblehead options should you win. Should you win, you got to email me your name and address so I know where to send your prize to. With that said, Good luck to everyone who entered. We couldn't do these raffles without the support of the best fans in all of sports, the Asmaniacs. Ladies and gentlemen, today's winner is a man on vacation. Are you kidding me? He won a Garrett Wilson signed helmet the other day, and now he's won a bobblehead of his choosing. Kyle Clifton is the winner of today's daily raffle. Ladies and gentlemen, I have exciting news. Kyle Clifton says, donate it to Luppy. Luppy is the winner. He can't believe it. The Lup Man is receiving a bobblehead courtesy of Kyle Clifton. Luppy, shoot me a note. You can message me on the Discord if you prefer that as well. Pick your bobblehead, Chad, Crabette, DeBrickashaw, and we will send it to you in honor of Kyle Clifton. Love it. This is why we have the best community in all of sports. You guys are the best. Wild week of shows. I'm planning on a Saturday show tomorrow morning, so we'll give you at least some content over the weekend. We don't have post-game shows to do anymore, and I don't have radio on Sunday, so I'm going to probably aim to do a Saturday show or a Sunday show every week now into the offseason, and when we get the breaking news and we get closer to the draft, we'll probably be live 7 days a week. Now, I won't leave you guys, though, empty-handed. I'm going to play us out of here on a Friday with a clip that I believe needs to be viewed. Ladies and gentlemen, stop what you're doing and enjoy a short clip from the Monday Night Miracle doc that aired this week on Vice TV. And if you want to watch the whole thing, there's a little incentive to join my Patreon. Ad-free, full doc is there. Patreon.com/Jake Hasman Show. Go Jets, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Happy Valentine's Day, and shout out to everyone who tunes in.
The Jets regroup for one last chance to tie the game. In 3 minutes, they move the ball to the 3-yard line of the Dolphins.
I'm thinking that they're going to run the ball to Curtis Martin.
Instead, on 3rd and goal and time running out, the New York coaching staff looked deep into their playbook. With the game in the balance, the Jets designate offensive lineman Jumbo Elliott as an eligible receiver.
The play comes in, and Benny comes back to the huddle like he's about to tell us a secret. He says, all right, guys, we're going to Jumbo. And we're all like, the game's on the line, and you're going to throw the ball to Jumbo, but then it's like brilliant. I think he would be the last thought that the Dolphins or their coaches or the owners or anyone would ever think that we're going to throw the ball to Jumbo.
For good reason. In his 13 years as an NFL offensive lineman, the 6'7", 308-pound John Jumbo Elliott has never even been targeted with a pass in a game.
It was a very quick play. It was a fake handoff to one of us. Like as soon as he would fake it, he would come back up and throw the ball because Jumbo guarantee is going to be open.
When Vinny drops back in play actions, you can't believe it that you seen him throwing it to Jumbo Elliott.
And really, it was all happening in slow motion.
It felt like that ball was in the air forever watching it live in real time.
And he bobbles the ball. We're flipping out like he's gonna drop the ball.
We knew that he could catch the ball, but we always questioned it, because he wasn't the most agile guy. You could see Jumbo's face, and it's like his eyes were crossed, his mouth was wide open, and you could just tell like he was trying to do everything to not drop that ball.
Is he gonna catch this thing, or like what's gonna happen? And he falls on it,
and he cuddles it, without hitting the ground. Did he make that catch? We're looking on the screen. We're looking up, and all of a sudden you see, and the place erupts.
Even though a lot of people had left, it was so loud.
I mean, to this day, it's one of the more iconic moments in the history of the Jets, and really, it's one of the most iconic plays in the history of the NFL and Monday Night Football, with the entire nation watching, this historic comeback.
Oh, hi. Jake wants me to ask you to click on the like button.
That's right, Lane. And if they don't subscribe to the Jake Asman Show, this team may never win another game. Let's go, Jets!